Okay, let me know that. Did that change anything right there? Is it better? Can you hear me? Hello, hello? If not, then the battery of my microphone's dead. So let me know. Let me know. Say something. Say something. It's back. Ah, better. Doggone it. I was really hoping I could use this. See it? I'll show you what it is. See this little clip right here?
You're good.
Yeah, this was going to be for two microphones to plug in, and I thought I could do that and bring Sue out here, and she could be wired up to have her own microphone. And then we could set this camera far away, and we could have both of us in here. I've got other stuff in there to use, but I don't want it. I got wireless mics and stuff, and I really don't want it wired. If it's just, I don't know. I have to figure this thing out one of these days. I mean, I could bring my laptop out here and hook one of my really nice cameras to it. But then you got to bring in the, what am I telling you guys for? You don't care. It's just a lot of crap. This way is easy for me, but I'd like to get that second microphone hooked up on here. I may have to experiment with it someday with WrestleMania, so we're, on private, and then I could work this thing out. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, whenever you're doing live, I want to announce a couple things at the very beginning, because the truth is, when you have an hour long live or longer, the average person does not watch the whole hour. They'll watch 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, and that's it. They're gone. And they only watch the first 15 or 20 minutes, and then they're gone. So if you got an announcement you want to make for the replay, you have to do it right away. So when they watch the replay, they get that announcement. So I was just trying to get as many on here as I can. We're only up to 25. That's not very many, really. Oh gosh. So anyway, I'm gonna do it right now. One is on the T-shirt sales and the coffee cup sales and all that kind of stuff. That's for the kids. That's not for me. That's all that money when you buy them T-shirts and everything. I think everybody knows that, but I'm just reiterating. That's for the Make-A-Wish Foundation that we're going to do in December. Now that's not saying we're not collecting more money in December. We are. I'm still depending on them super chats and super stickers for the December show. So don't forget that. This is money on top of that. And the T-shirt sales came out pretty good, I thought. Coffee cup sales went pretty good. The hats, not so good. I got one, and I think maybe I sold a couple more. Wasn't that many. But anyway, I asked for you guys that got your T-shirts, got your coffee cup mugs, and things like that. Take a picture of it. Take a picture with you have it got the T-shirt on. Have somebody take a picture of it. You take a selfie, whatever. Have fun with it. Show yourself drinking your coffee out of your mug and reading your newspaper or whatever. Show a picture of you in your T-shirt or your coffee cup mug watching one of my videos. So anything like that. A picture, a nice picture. Send it to me. Because I'm going to try to put a video together for the WNL show, showing everybody that bought all these things. So far, 2 people have sent me stuff. Mimi Alf, I got yours. And then Jose, I got yours. That's it. Nobody else has sent me anything. And I mentioned this on the last video, but I think I mentioned it toward the end of the video. And that's why I say people don't watch the end of the video. Hi, whoever it was. Hi, everyone. Hi, Joy. And so, if you got your coffee cup mugs, you got your T-shirt stuff, one more time, do a selfie with it, have fun with it, put the T-shirt on your dog, I don't care, have fun with the picture, but send me a picture of the coffee cup mug, the T-shirt, the hat, whatever you bought to me soon, because I'm trying to get this stuff done before this next Wednesday. A week from today is the next WNL show, and I'm running out of time, and it takes time to put all this together and cut it. If you don't get them to me quick, then I may have to wait until October show to do the little video clip. But yeah, thanks for you guys for buying that stuff. The kids appreciate it more than you'll ever know. I appreciate it. Just get that stuff in as soon as you can. Appreciate it. Grandpa Eric says, hey. John says hi. KM says, I'm driving, not going to text. She's not going to text, but there it is. That's funny. I'm not going to text, but there it is. Oh, gosh, you guys sometimes crack me up. You guys tell me sometimes I do something that cracks you up, which I never know what it is. But I got to tell you, some of the comments I get from people, you don't even know how many times I've sit there and laughed at the comments because they crack me up. Maybe it's because I got a picture in my mind of what you're doing or how your facial expression might be when you're making this. Or sometimes I can feel your attitude in the text that you send. And it just cracks me up. By the way, beer today, you can't tell. Well, maybe you can. Let me open this up a little bit. There it is. Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I enjoy the Oktoberfest when we can get it. Thanks, Phil. Oh yeah. Oh man, that is like hurt cold. I don't know why that's that cold, but woo. Did you ever drink something so cold it almost kind of hurts your throat? Woo, man, that is cold. Uh, yeah, I'm just not getting past all the can't hear you. Darn it, that makes me mad. I don't know why that wouldn't work. It just don't make sense, but it don't. I guess that's all it counts. It just don't work. Well, wait a minute. There's pictures on this side. Maybe it's my stupidness. Picture over here shows a microphone, and the picture on the other one shows headsets. Uh, yeah, that's probably my stupidness. This I'll have to go do. I have to do some more searching. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Diane O'Neill says no. So nah, we're back, Diane. I know I'm late on these. We're all back. We're all back. I was trying something here and it didn't work out, so I put it up the way it's always been, and so the sound's back. Sounds back. Mr. Rizzo, I did check my spam. I'm just letting you know. I mentioned on the last video too. I don't know if you caught it or not. You said that you've been sending me emails and I wasn't answering them, and I wasn't ignoring you or anything. So I checked my spam. Yeah, you went to my spam for some reason. I have no idea why. So I sent you an email, and now you didn't uh, acknowledge me. So check your spam. But yeah, anytime you guys want to get together and go out and have a beer or something like that, yeah, just email me. Email me or call me, or I think I might even emailed you my phone number. I'm not sure. You have to check. But if I did, just call me or whatever, because I got to put you in my contacts. I mean, I know you probably know what I'm talking about. I get so many spam calls that when a number just pops up, there's a 99% chance that I'm going to ignore it. But if I put your name in my phone book, then you know what I'm saying. It comes up with your name, and then I know who's calling, and I answer all them. But yeah, just let me know. And like I said, if you want to, I'll get together with Sue whenever, and we'll run down and have a beer or two or something like that. And yeah, we'll shoot the bull for a while. So yeah, I did send you an email. Check your spam. Better. We can hear you. Sounds on. Okay. Grandpa Eric says, there we go. Let me get past all that. Marcia, thanks for being here and being a moderator. Yeah, Sue's in here somewhere. She's in the house. She's probably watching. She tries to answer some of these emails on here. So if you guys want to ask her anything, she's in there watching. Diana says technology, ugh, I know. Sometimes it's challenging for old people to figure this stuff out. Young kids, we all know, right? Just like that. They got no problem with it. But us old minds out here, we have a tendency to forget things and we get confused. I always told Sue, I said, tell all your girlfriends around the neighborhood if they see me walking around a neighborhood in my underwear, just have them take me home so or call Sue to come and get me. Janice, hi Skip. Hi Janice. Strong Woman says, "Hey y'all, Elaine Shursky. I got everything, Elaine. I'm going to open it up on WNL. I haven't opened anything up yet. When I get stuff in the mail, packages and things like that, when I'm this close to WNL, I usually will set it next to the in the studio, and then sometime during WNL, I will open that stuff, whatever it is. So as long as you didn't send me a box of dog poo, even if you did, I'm going to open it up on WNL. So watch the show, and I'll give you credit then on that show. It just makes the show more fun. By the way, I've got one, I think, very, very good guest on this month's show. I say this all the time, but then sometimes half the guests I have, nobody seems to care anyway. But I put guests on that I think would interest people that live in the villages or that are thinking of coming to the villages. I've only really had one or maybe two guests that after we had them on, I kind of wish I hadn't have done it. But hey, you can't hit a home run every time. So we leave it to you guys to use your own discretion about the guests, whether you want to contact them, not contact them. Um, you know, I'll leave it at that. But I think this guest is going to be good. And I can tell you right now, we haven't even had him on yet. But a few people I know that this person's going to be on my show. He's starting a business. He's had it for a while, but it's a fairly new business. And he's counting on really village people to be the majority of his business, I think. And Sue and I went over to his building yesterday, shop, and we did a tour. We talked to him, and I think he's going to be somebody that a lot of people here, especially you ladies, are going to be interested in contacting. I can tell you that I know of two, maybe three people that I already know is going to contact this person. Uh, us being one, because what he's doing, it's good. I don't know how to really. I don't want to tell you what it is. I think I've told people before why I'm not mentioning my guest now anymore. But anyway, I can just tell you, be on the WNL show. I got a second guest that I think is going to be on the show. This person has their own YouTube channel. I believe he's in Tampa, Florida area. I believe he's agreed to be on the show. I haven't done a systems check with him yet because yesterday. Well, anyway, I don't know if it was yesterday or not. I'll have to double check. But on the 19th, he said he was doing a complete audio redo in his studio, so I couldn't bother him then. But I got to get together with him soon, maybe today, and do a systems check. What this person is about, basically, without saying too much, is going to be alternate housing in Florida. And there's a reason I'm doing it this way is, well, I don't want to mention too much, but when the show comes on, I'll be mentioning why I believe that this could be something for other people to consider. I think that stands for Pittsburgh Picks. It says, watching the show while I work and just sitting here paying Medicare claims. I assume you work for Medicare, or you're paying your deductible. I don't know what that means. October, the Medicare expert's going to be back on. I have to get together with him to figure out this Wi-Fi issue that he has. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but just know that I am thinking about that, and I don't know what to do yet, but we're working on it. Pauline says, fall tomorrow and it's 85 degrees with humidity and it feels like 92. Where do you live, Pauline? Here? I don't know. because it's in the 90s here, and we still have humidity. Strong Woman says that they live in PA and its low is in the 70s right now. I know that there's areas in PA that the highs right now are in the high 60s, low 70s. Nights are getting cool. And some people up there that I follow RV, and they're packing up now to get out. They're going to start heading toward Quartzsite. They're going to come all the way down to Florida, take Highway 10, and then mosey out to Quartzsite. It might take them a month to get out there, but they don't care. RV people don't care. You stop along the way. So they're going to get out there that way. We haven't done anything yet. Mine's still sitting over there. And actually, to the best of my knowledge, I've got a flat tire now on the steering axle on the passenger side. I don't know why. Apparently, I run over a nail or something before we parked it. So I'm going to have to get over there and put air in it and either take the whole thing in somewhere to get the tire fixed or take the tire off myself and take it in to get it fixed. Because after this month's W&L, I actually thought about taking the RV and taking off somewhere because the gas prices are down here. Texas is down below $3 a gallon right now. I don't know about Indiana and Ohio. If you guys are Indiana, Ohio, let me know how much is gas up in that area, Kentucky. If I take 75 straight up, I got to go through Georgia, through the east part of Tennessee, all the way up into Kentucky, and actually all the way up to about Lexington. Not Lexington. Lexington? Yeah, Lexington. I've got 3 Buc-ee's, and I can guarantee I'm going to stop at those Buc-ee's. So I don't care what gas prices are at the Marathon station or the Shell station, all the way up through there. I'm going to Buc-ee's. But I would like to know about what the gas prices are along the way. I know I got the apps. I don't trust them anymore because I caught people cheating on them. So I don't trust them anymore. Oh, and that's why I haven't heard from you, huh, William? He says he slipped in his driveway and tore his groin. Ooh, you have to be a man to understand. That hurts. Uh, let's just say, I bet it really hurts when you have to push. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I can hear it in the morning after a second cup of coffee. Ow! Ow! That's mean. I know it. Joy says, hi, Sue.
Hi.
She's right here. Let me see if I can hook this mic here and hear both of us.
You don't need to hear me. I'm just sitting here listening.
I don't know how to do this. Keep it out of the way. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say something. You listen and you hear me. Now you say something.
Something.
You got to say more than that.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can you hear both of us pretty well? If you can, I'll just leave it like that. I know it's not perfect, but can you hear both of us pretty well? Oh, now she says it's nice to see Sue.
Rester says they can hear us.
Huh?
Rester says they can hear us.
Yeah, but now they want to see.
Oh, well, you don't have to look at me. I have a problem with watching myself age. I said, when you do pictures like this all
Yeah,
the
but I
time.
got to get subscribers. You got to do what they like.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's it. I mean, they want to see you. Or if they can't see you all the time, the women say, "Well, I'm not going to subscribe. I'm not interested in hearing this voice in the background, but I can't see who it is." And I get these emails. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, my, yeah. I doubt anybody would worry about whether I was on there.
Hey, listen, if I had a dog, I could probably get another 5,000 subscribers.
Well, let's go find one.
I don't want to adopt these goofy ass dogs they got around here.
We haven't really done a lot of searches.
Okay, I can't really see much.
You're not in there.
Well, wait a minute.
Going through an awful lot of trouble.
Okay. At least I can see what I got to do. Think about like that. Okay. Now, where do I put this thing? There's nothing to clip it to. Maybe. Nope, it won't open up that far, I don't think.
Gotta love it, technology.
See, it needs to be about right here.
Right there. Okay.
Hmm.
We should figure these things out.
I'm gonna have to hire a wrestler to come down here when I set this up, so he can set up my audio and stuff for me. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's why I said
Maybe I can clip it to my beer opener thing here. Yeah, man.
That works.
Hey, can everybody hear us? If you can, I'm gonna leave it like that. I mean, I know it's not perfect, but can everybody? Let me set it up front so you. Well, yeah, because see, your voice comes this way.
Yeah.
If you can hear us okay, at least hear both of us, pretty well, let me know. If you are, then I'm just going to leave things alone right there. Wrestler, can you hear us okay? Whoops, I just lost myself. Wait a minute. Good Lord. I did. There we go. Let's hit it again.
Nice breeze coming through.
I lost my chat. Live chat. Okay, here it is.
Hey, Jose.
Huh?
Jose said hello.
Oh, I lost my chat. I have nothing on here. Nothing. See?
You're gonna have to. I know you hate to spend money, but you're just gonna have to buckle down and get a new phone.
It should automatically just come up, but it ain't. I don't know why it ain't. So now what I got to do? Exit out. What's that?
That's the big helicopter. Somebody's coming. I said probably the governor coming to make another announcement.
Oh crap! Come on.
I don't see it. But yeah, he's probably going to Eisenhower. And I said this time of year, all the political stuff going on. And I said we've got the big places that you can give lots of speeches, all the rec centers and that kind of thing. So I don't think the medical helicopter. I don't think it's that noisy.
Okay, I got my chat back. I went in and said help. Wrestler, can you hear us okay? Can you hear both of us okay? Anybody, just can you hear both of us okay? I just got the mic landed here between us. So I moved the camera and stuff over there. I'm not going to move it. And I'll leave it the way it is if it's okay. Jay Biz says yes. I guess it's okay.
Okay. I was going to ask you, did you want me to get some cushions to put in these chairs? So do you want me to get cushions?
I don't want no more crap out there.
Okay.
Just more crap. I swear, it's all I have is crap. And every time it rains, you got to pull this crap in the house. Every time the wind blows, the crap's down the road somewhere. Don't want any more stuff.
I just thought, these chairs aren't the most comfortable, so
they're fine. They're fine.
Okay.
Just grow a bigger ass.
That ain't happening.
Whoops.
See, you keep playing with it, you're going to mess it up again. Just leave it alone.
I'm always trying to find where I left off at. See, I lost my chat, and I got to figure what's the email address. I don't know.
That's back there a ways.
Huh?
That's back there a ways.
Yeah. Who's she talking to?
I assume you.
Well, I don't know. These people talk to each other on here all the time, so I don't know if she's talking to me or talking to Rizzo or whoever.
I don't think I see that.
Strong woman, who you talking to? If you want my email address, go down to the description box below. The email address is down there. Also, if you go to my page, there's things to click on, like my playlist and things like that. There's another one that says About. If you hit About, it'll go to a page, and there's a little button in there with my email. You hit it, and it'll show you my email. There's a couple ways of getting it. Otherwise, it's G1RUMP2Y@gmail.com.
Yeah, see the grumpy in there. That's him.
Oh, there I am. I'm back to Rizzo's torn groin.
Okay. And Kelly B's on.
Kelly B.
Yeah. We met her the other day with the
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't got down that far yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thanks for lunch and everything, Kelly. We appreciate it. Had a good time down there. Too bad we didn't have time to talk a little while longer. But yeah, hope we told you what you wanted to hear and everything like that. And thanks for the police hat. I know I haven't worn it yet, but I'm going to wear it on WNL. So that'll be my tribute to you and the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department.
That's a pretty hat, actually. I like that logo on there. It's pretty.
It's one of the good hats.
Have you ever figured it might not be the hat, it might be your head?
It is, but the good hats, all NFL hats, all baseball hats, all the professional hats, none of them have the adjustable strap. You can't buy them because the professionals demand the best, and those are the good hats. And the hat she gave me in there is one of those.
Okay.
All the police hats I've ever gotten are one of those.
I have been schooled.
Cops ain't going to wear cheap shit. Oh, bleep that word out.
Not good. Oh, thanks, ladies. You love my shirt. You know how I am about color. Especially now.
Diana says, walking in underwear. What a vision. Hey, it happens in a retirement community. There's old people here. And so you have to deal with things that may be up north in a regular community with children and stuff running around that you don't see hardly ever. But in a retirement community, you'll see things and deal with things. Uh, we were just having lunch yesterday at one of my kind of favorite places to get a burger and a beer. I know a lot of places or people don't like it, or maybe they haven't been to it. But we went to Oh Shucks because when we were coming back from videoing the guy's shop on the way back, we happened to be. I know a lot of you don't understand what I'm talking about, but on 301, we're coming back that way, and I've seen the new entrance for DeLuna that I hadn't seen before. So we're heading back, and we're on the right side of 301 to pull in Oh Shucks without going through a lot of rigmarole. So I said, pull in here. So we went in there and had lunch. I had a burger and a beer. That's what I always get. Oh, I also got chicken wings. And Sue got soup and salad,
Soup and fries.
soup and fries. And we were talking to the lady in there and all this and that. We had a good time in there. And the first thing that I noticed, I think I've told you guys before, when you go in there, I said, don't be shocked about the ceiling because it's got a big sag in it. Like the attic got full of water at one time, and back in the back of the room, the roof kind of went like that. And I mean, it went down a lot, not just a little, a lot. You'd think the roof was getting ready to cave in. When we went in this time, that's the first thing I noticed. Damn it, they fixed the roof. The sag's not there anymore, so now there's nothing to even talk about. So I told the owner of the place, the lady in there, I said, you've ruined the atmosphere.
But yeah, it looked a lot different. Yeah, I mean, it's not a fancy place, but I got to tell you, they got great food. I mean, just everyday bar
Yeah,
food, but still,
at
it's good food
reasonable prices.
at a reasonable price. That's right.
So I'm sorry, I hate to keep harping on this, but I'm telling you, these restaurants around here, they're taking advantage because how can a small place like that sell their food and stuff in there at literally half the price that they sell them in here for, I know you're going to say, well, rent and all this and that has something to do with it. I understand. But come on.
Yeah. It's not a fancy building. It's a plain old block building. Paying
Fancy.
million.
It doesn't even come in anywhere near the word fancy. The standing
Yeah.
joke is if you go there, who's that guy?
Don't have any idea.
I don't either, but
Well, I think I knew who it was. He's got a haircut since I seen him.
we got so many new people in our neighborhood now that I don't even recognize the golf carts when they drive by.
Yeah,
None.
yeah, a lot of new people. But Oh Shucks is not a fancy place, but it's family run and it just they just do. They were so good. The little girl that waited on us, she was just as cute as could be.
I took care of her though. I gave her a
Yeah,
good tip.
she was very very cute, and I said Skip had an issue, and she insisted on taking care of it.
I told her to forget it. She
I
said, I'm
know.
going to do it anyway. I said, okay. What it is, when it comes to chicken wings, if there again, here's a good example chicken wings. Sue even said, chicken wing prices around here went sky high, like doubled in price because I don't know, chickens aren't growing wings anymore. I don't know
They
why.
only got two, and it's been a big deal. Everybody's got wings now.
Well, all I know is you go anywhere around here, and if you want to get, say, a plate of chicken wings, say, I don't know, what's an average plate? 5 to 7 chicken wings, then you get fries with it or something, and they're charging you $2 and $3 per wing. So it's not unusual to pay $15, $18 for that. And I went down there and got 7 wings and fries, and it was $7.99. So that's the difference that I'm talking about. We went down to Willie Jewell's, and I'm a ribs guy, so I'm looking for a full rack of ribs dinner. And it was $34.99. I just say $35 around it all. $35. So I didn't make a big issue, but I made mention to the lady behind the counter that that's crazy. That's nuts. And
Oh,
and then her answer to me was, but you get slaw with that. Big deal. And we looked on the menu last night on Google for what's the name? Oakwood Fire and Grill. That's
hmm
my favorite place to go. I go there a lot. I won't say a lot, but if I go out for ribs, that's where I go. I don't like going there because you can't get a golf cart there. You have to take a car. But hey, for good ribs, I'll sacrifice, right? So we looked on their menu to see what it was because we thought for there, maybe for a while, that who's that?
so no.
We just thought maybe the price of ribs went way up for some reason. No, full rack of ribs, $16.99, and with that, there's a menu. You don't get just slaw. You can pick out homemade, and I do mean homemade macaroni and cheese. I always get that. She'll tell you it's very good.
Yeah, very good.
And their baked beans, I don't know how they make them. They do it themselves. There's probably who knows what's in there. The beans are really good. And then of course they have slaw. They got fries. They got all these different things you can get with your ribs. You get a choice of two. If you want to get three, then it's $1 more. Big deal. That is nothing like $35, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the difference that I'm seeing.
Yeah. And I said they had really decent prices over there, and I said the food's always good, and it's not fancy. I said the food isn't fancy either, but it's substantial, and the cook was very good about making sure that you got what you wanted. And the owner come around and asked us later if we was good. I mean, it's just it's a class act for what it is, really.
Here comes Community Watch Guy. I got a new pickup truck. Look there.
Yeah. They just added on some lights.
Huh?
They just added on some lights. They got that light bar on the back.
They've always had that.
Well,
It's just that before sometimes it's a strobe light, but they've always had a light. They work with the police department, so they always have to have a light.
it's not on some of them though. Seen that?
Is Kelly B back in Kansas now? Did you leave, Kelly? I think you went back, right? You're gone. You've left your history, so I can talk about you now with you not being here.
Yeah, and you'll have to come back. We'll have to have lunch again. When I said we have a good time.
Sorry about the noise in there. I had no idea that Cody's was that busy on Saturday. Apparently, it's because of that farmer's market. I've been to Cody's many times. Never have I seen it like that. And when it's crowded like that, you can see what I was talking about now about the noise in some of these buildings around here. You can't really carry on the conversation because it's so noisy in there. Um, Man, and then they had the band going outside because that's where I really prefer because when you're outside on the deck, well, that's why we moved to Florida. We like to sit outside.
Yeah.
That it doesn't echo. It's like here, it's not echoing. If I go in the house in a room, you're liable to hear a little bit of echo where my voice bounces, reflects off the walls. But when you're outside, it doesn't do that. And that's why I like to sit outside to talk to people because it's easier to talk and hear. So yeah, I've learned a lesson there. If anybody else wants to have a meet and greet, I'm probably not going to go to Cody's on a Saturday.
That's you just have to ask me where and when, because I could probably tell you.
On a Saturday? All
On
right. It
any
won't
day
be
of the week.
Brownwood. They got the farmers market down there. I won't go to any restaurant down there now.
Yeah.
Not even Gators.
Well, last time we were
We've never been there on Saturday.
haven't been there, so okay.
Nope.
Fine. But like outside of country clubs is usually good. And that's because you got plenty of space, so
On a
the noise
Saturday, you'd be
doesn't.
better off to go to a country club
Yeah,
because everybody's down there.
but the noise level outside it doesn't seem to be quite as bad. Now I don't know. When we go to Martini Monday, there's some a bunch of guys over in the corner, and they can get pretty loud even outside.
Now, I think what happened, you got to remember, this is a retirement community. And all them restaurants and things down there is open to the public. Those ain't all retiree people in there. It could be anybody on a date. It could be anybody. That, especially with us older people, though, I think what tends to happen when things start getting a little noisy, then the people next to you start talking a little bit louder because it's getting noisier. And then the next thing you know, it goes up through the whole restaurant. Everybody's talking louder because it's noisy. And it's just, you almost have to yell across the table to even talk to somebody. And for me, that's just annoying. I just don't, I got enough ear trouble without, or hearing trouble, I guess I should say, without having to strain to hear somebody that I'm talking to. So that's why we always try to pick, usually around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That's that way the herd mentality, as Sue calls it, they're gone. They've had their lunch and they're gone. And then the restaurant's empty out. We can go in, we get a table, we can talk for 2 or 3 hours, and that's not unusual, by the way. And we don't have this problem. But on a Saturday down there, I guess I never really thought about it, about the farmer's market. I knew about the farmer's market, but I guess I never thought about Cody's or any of the restaurants down there being overcrowded because of the farmer's market. So I learned a lesson. So that from now on Saturday, if somebody wants to meet on Saturday, I'm probably going to, or Sue will, we're going to pick out a country club, wherever you're at. We always try to pick someplace out close to wherever you're staying to make it easy for you to find something. But I'm not going to go to a restaurant down there on Saturday again. It's too hard to hear. Pauline said, just wondering what your thoughts are on Middleton. I have no thoughts on it because I don't even know where Middleton is.
That's the new town that they're going to build.
Is that the square?
Oh, yeah, it will be the town. That's where
It's
the
going to be called, I thought it was going to be called something else. I remember reading the article in the paper. I thought Middleton is a new village. The village of Middleton.
well, that's where the school will be. The hospital will be. It's
She's
the
just asking about Middleton. I don't think the square is going to be called Middleton.
well, no, not the square. The new town. And like I said, it'll be.
I don't know. Move closer. Might be a little far away because of the Wi-Fi thing. It only goes so far out.
Oh, okay.
It may have disconnected. We're back, right? Yeah. Hey, somebody sent me $2. Who sent $2? I'm looking. Oh no, never mind. I hit the wrong button.
Money you didn't have.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, YouTube has done some things here that to help creators out and things like that. Let me mention a couple of them. You'll have to find them. If you're on your TV, then forget it. There's none of this you can do on a TV. You have to do it on your phone or on a laptop or maybe an iPad or something like that. One is now they have an appreciation button down there. I forget what it's called, where in any video, if you look to the bottom down there, there's this little button down there for you can send a couple of bucks or something like that for appreciation or something. And the other one is you can now share memberships during a live thing, like right now. You can't do it unless it's live, the way I understand it. If you're a member, a YouTube member, you can go down and you can buy, I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, 4 memberships, and you can gift them to friends of yours. And I think that's a good idea. They're only 99 cents a month. So for 99 cents, you can send a friend of yours a membership to my channel for a whole month. And the members get to watch some of the videos, not all of them, but some of the videos commercial free. And that way they can decide whether they like the channel and they want to subscribe, or whether if they like the idea of being commercial free, then they might want to continue that membership. So, if you want to do that, all of that helps the channel out. I'm trying to get this set up where I get both of us again. I don't want to lose connection.
We're good.
Again. All right?
We're good.
If I sit back.
Oh. Okay. Well, we've got a definition.
Huh?
Eastport is the new square.
Eastport, that's it. That's what I thought.
Middleton is going to be the town around it. It's not 55.
I don't believe that.
That's
I don't believe
the
that.
hospital. I said that's going to be the.
I don't believe it. Because
Okay.
Brownwood is the town, and our square doesn't have a different name. Lake Sumter is the town.
You're not catching me, okay? Basically, we'll end at Eastport, and then the building around there will be commercial, and then there's a town called Middleton. Because
Here's how I see it. You just asked my opinion about the town. I don't really care how they build a town or where they build it or any of that stuff. To me, that's all consequential. It doesn't make no difference. Just like when they built Brownwood, there's a lot of people that didn't like Brownwood, didn't like where it was going to be. They had all these reasons why they hated it. It turned out okay. I mean, it's all about what you like, how it's going to be, the aesthetics of it. And truthfully, the aesthetics of all the squares we've got so far, Sue and I really like Lake Sumter, as I think a lot of people do. It's got that Key West vibe about it. And I would buy there. I really would. But forget it now. But Brownwood's okay. It's got everybody calls it a cowboy theme. It's really not. What Brownwood is actually themed on is Michigan. It's because the family had restaurants and stuff up there back in the day. And in Michigan, horses were everywhere and so on and so forth. That's not what Brownwood is actually named after. Brownwood, Michigan, right? Or is it Brownwood restaurant they had in Michigan? It's something to do with the family in Michigan. I'll just tell you that. You can Google it. So anyway, if you like the town, if you like being close to shopping, and if you like being fairly close to a town where the square's at and things like that, then I say go for it. Wait till they get buildings down in that area, and then if you see an area that's in an area that you like, that's got the right vibe around it, as far as a rec center, swimming pools, and all that, but it's within, say, 10-minute golf cart ride of going to the square when you want to go, then jump on it. Don't wait. Jump on it, because they're going to disappear quick. And so I got no problem with it at all. We bought here for several reasons, and as far as our location goes, I don't think we've got any regrets on this location at all.
No.
But keep in mind, we had a house here for years before, so we kind of knew a little bit about likes and dislikes. And I realized as a new person buying a home, there might be things that you're really not noticing. So after you buy the house and then you move in, then after you're there for a few months, then you'll notice. You notice every day in the wintertime we keep hearing this funny noise down the road all day long. Just tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And what is that? Well, it's pickleball. That's what that is. And we went through that on our other house. And to me, it's a little annoying. That's all. So when we bought here, I wanted to make sure I was just far enough away from the pickleball courts, because pickleball courts are everywhere. You're not going to get away from them. I didn't want to hear it. And actually, this location for us has worked out really, really well. I just wish I had a golf cart garage. That's it. That's my only complaint. So I guess if that's my only complaint, I don't really have a complaint.
Yeah, because we got one car and a golf cart. I mean,
But that you know as well as I do that like over there.
it's like me wanting more
That's
cabinets.
the same house, and he's got a golf cart garage.
Yeah.
And look at all that extra space in that garage.
Honey, he ain't got anything in the garage.
Everything in my work that's in my workspace in there would be over in the golf cart garage. It would not even be anywhere near where it is. Everything would be over there.
No, all my paints would be over there.
We actually could. You could actually put a paint thing. She does right in there. Across the
Yeah.
street's got a golf cart garage, and she's got a workspace over there. She don't even park her golf cart over there. She parks it next to her car.
Yeah.
And she has a workspace over there. When you got that extra space, you know, you can do whatever you want to with it. I know a guy that's got a little machine shop over there, and he makes. He's one of my Patriot members, Tom. He makes those ink pens.
Yeah.
And he does a damn good job making these ink pens too.
Well, I remember it when we were in the villas. The lady had one side of the garage cordoned off, and that's where she had her sewing. She had her little sewing place in there. I think she put up a partition. But
yeah, but anyway, when they build that square, just kind of keep up with it. When they get down the area, and then they start selling off lots and things down there, the square will be great. I can almost assure you. The stores will be a lot. Restaurants will be good. We don't know who they're going to be yet, but when they start building things down there, it'll take time to get the buildings filled with people. You know, doctors, lawyers, restaurants, all these things. It took us, well, hell, recently until this year, that one restaurant building down there had been empty for
since we moved here.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah,
2014. You know, when they opened up Brownwood.
What's the name of that restaurant?
2013 Harvest.
Harvest. That building that Harvest is in. That building was empty since day one. Harvest is the first resident in that building, and they just moved in there this year.
And it's a great building. You know, right on the corner, on the square. And we couldn't.
Do they have outside seating there?
They do.
Yeah.
They've got an outside bar. You know, we couldn't figure why nobody was going in there.
I could only figure the rent was high. That was my only guess. I have no idea because it's perfect location, great building.
But I think they wanted somebody that was established that they knew wasn't going to be a fly by night.
Well, that is true for what rent probably costs to be right downtown and everything. If I was a developer, I'd do the same thing. You want to vet the people moving in and make sure that the rent's going to be
remember when the rumor was going around it's going to be P.F. Chang's?
Yeah, it's going to be P.F. Chang's for a while. I was really kind of hoping it would be P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
Well, I like P.F. Chang's, but that rumor went debunked. It was not going to be a P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
Rumors go crazy around here. You got to get used to that. When somebody comes up to you and they start a conversation this way, hey, I heard. Just stop them right there. Just stop. I don't care what you heard.
Oh, I want to know. Yeah. Well, like I said, we've got some definitions of Middleton. So.
Yeah, there's not going to be anything wrong. And let me just go on record to say, as far as I know, unless you get way up north, and I wouldn't even know where you're talking about up there either, really. There's no such thing in my mind. There's no such thing as a bad neighborhood or a bad village. Look at these little baby lizards. That's about the fifth or sixth one I've seen they've had. Yeah. See it over by the shell, on the side of the shell?
Yeah.
I think she goes in there and lays eggs inside that shell.
That could be.
And then they come out, and I see them all the time hanging around that shell. And this one here, I don't know if you've seen him jumping. Well, he just took off. Yeah, he's right there. They blend in with that brown. You can't hardly see it. They're so small. These little geckos they got here, when they hatch out the egg, they are so small. They're out here running around now.
Not a pleasant segue, but.
And I don't know how many eggs they lay, but it seems like they lay them all year round. I like having them around. They eat all the bugs that get in the house.
Well, this is just perfect weather today. I mean, you know, nice breeze going through here, and it's not too hot. It's warm, but it's not too hot, and it's just a perfect day.
Skip, are there any homes in the villages with a pull-down attic storage? When you say pull-down attic storage, I'm not sure what that is. You mean like pull-down stairs? If you get a pre-owned home, the odds are the stairs are there. They're in my house. As far as I know, if you buy a brand new home, no brand new home, now I can't speak about $1 million home, I don't know. But no brand new home comes with a pull down stair to get in the attic. You have to call Jim Stipes. That's who I recommend. Anybody else, you can get who you want. But I always recommend Jim because I know the kind of work they do. And he'll come out and in a matter of, I don't know, half an hour, he'll have you a stairway in. I also recommended many times about don't get a wooden stair because the steps on them stairs are thin. I don't know what kind of wood they are. Probably recycled wood. That's what they use a lot of anymore. The attic gets so hot in the summertime that those steps get brittle after a few years. And then you're going to step your 200-pound ass on one of them, and you're going to be picking it up off the floor. That step's going to break. I know because it happened to me. You don't want them. Get the metal stairs. And they're aluminum, I think. And I can prove that what I said is correct because the last time that I talked to Jim, he was here at my house fixing a couple things around here. And I talked to him about it. He told me they only install the metal steps now. They will not install the wood steps anymore. So call Jim. He installed mine. I don't know what the prices are now, but call him. They'll tell you what they are, and they'll get to you right away and put them things in. Mine was $169 installed, and when you pull the steps down on these aluminum ones, there's a handrail that comes up also. So you've got that to help out. I like them. I've never had a problem with them.
Well,
So,
and you're a big guy.
and
So,
I'm a big guy. I'm a big
yeah.
fat guy.
Well, I didn't say fat. I said big.
That's what she means.
No, I didn't. But there is a weight limit on those wood ones. And I said with the heat and everything, the way they degrade here, yeah, I wouldn't want anything else but the metal ones.
But if you buy a pre-owned home, if you're looking at those, the odds are those are going to come with one. The owner's
Yeah.
already had one put in. Like when I sell this house, they won't have to worry about it. That is one of the advantages of a pre-owned home. A lot of the upgrades you might be thinking about is already there.
Yeah. And then you can redo them.
Well, you can change things. Like I've got my stackable brick in. That's what I call it. You call it what you want. I got stackable brick in. It's here. You might decide you'd like to have that stackable brick redesigned, moved. Well, they can do that, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper than having the whole thing done. And today, anyway, if you wanted to have all your landscaping put in with the stackable brick, you might be talking several months before they can even get to you because they're still having order issues, material problems, and labor problems, and there's so much building going on. It's just a matter of Linda took how long did she say? 6 months.
That's what she said. Yeah.
I mean, you guys ain't seen it yet, but she had her lanai enclosed like mine from the same company as mine. And I went over and videoed it. So I'm going to show it to you, but I haven't cut the video yet. I haven't edited nothing yet. And I asked her, I said, how long did it take them from the time you ordered it till the time you got it installed? And she told me what month she ordered it. And if I can remember correctly, it was right at 6 months from the time she ordered it to the time they installed it. You buy a pre-owned home, when she sells that home, you ain't got to worry about it because it's already done.
Yeah.
And see, that's some of the advantages there. And with a pre-owned home, not that anybody will do this right now, but I mean, it's possible. You can negotiate the price.
Yeah. The new homes are non-negotiable.
New homes are non-negotiable, so don't even think about it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know.
Yeah.
Just take it or leave it. That's the way it is.
And then somebody asked a while ago about said they was sorry about our windows losing the seal, and that happens. And I said, if you're looking at I'm not sure about the warranty on a pre-owned home because ours, the windows actually are warranted for 10 years. So we still can get them done if we can get somebody out here. Matter of finding the right people. Um, but yeah, even if you buy a pre-owned, I would check, see if that warranty is still in place because that might not be an issue. Or if you're looking at one and somebody wants to sell, if you tell them, their windows are bad, maybe they'll get it done for you.
Tony K, I don't know what you're talking about. It says, Marcia, I typed, we can hear Sue, and it sent me to YouTube jail. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Uh,
She answered that. Yeah, because she
I
didn't
have
know why it did that, but
I have not put you in YouTube jail.
I think Marcia did. That's why he sent her the message.
Oh, well, no, because if she sent him to YouTube jail, his comment would not show up.
I think she fixed it.
Oh, did she? Okay. See, you got to get along with these people, Tony. They have the power.
Yeah. Oh, and
Joan Clegg says hi.
hi, Joan.
Sharon Kane says, Skip, why do you prefer a vinyl sided home to a stucco home? It was money, prices. This same home over there was $50,000 more being stucco. Uh, that's it. I didn't want to spend the extra money. She'll tell you I'm kind of a tight ass, truthfully. And so, why didn't I buy a Cadillac? Well, I bought a Chevy because they're cheaper. That's why. So I'm still, even though I've been retired since 2014, I'm better than I used to be. I will spend more money now doing things, not worry about it so much. But for the first couple of years that I was retired, I nickel dimed everything. I mowed my own grass. I cut my own hedges. I didn't hire nothing done because, I went from a weekly check to a monthly check, and my monthly check is about the same as what 1 week check was. And, it's a different frame of mind with me. And my biggest fear in life has always been to run out of money when I'm retired, because then what do you do? At 80, and I've seen people here. It's a scary situation when people have a sickness and their insurance won't pay for it, and so they have to take a job to pay for medicine. And here they are, 75 years old, and they're waiting tables. I don't want that to be me. And they're doing it because they have to. I don't want to have to. So here's how I feel about it. I don't care how much money you have coming in per month. Here's some education from Skip. Retirement doesn't have anything to do, in my mind, with how much you make per month. Retirement has everything to do with your debt load. Stay out of debt, and you don't need that much to live. And that's how I live. I try to stay totally out of debt. I don't have much. I do have a little, but I don't have that much. So if I die tomorrow, and the whole idea with me is if I die tomorrow, I know she's making enough to still make payments around here without my income, even though she gets half of it anyway. But that's what I'm saying. I stay out of debt. If I had a bigger house, which I could afford, I don't want it. If I had a much bigger house, and let's say I had a little bit of a house payment, what happens if I die tomorrow? Can she make those payments and maintain the house? These are things you got to think about. So I like to stay safe. We're good here. We got money to get upgrades here. We go out and eat once in a while. We can make trips. I want to travel, stuff like that. And I don't really owe anybody anything. I do owe a little bit on this car since the lady hit us. We had to get a brand new car, believe this or not.
You didn't have to, but I wanted one.
Well, it's just that the 1 and 2 year old cars were as much as a brand new car.
It was, and we got a good deal on this.
What do you want to buy a used one when a brand new one is $1,000 more? And I'm serious. That's the way it was. And I couldn't have bought a car at the worst time. I bought a car during COVID. And everybody knows that the cars during COVID were crazy nuts. And
they still are, I think.
What are you going to do when your car's been totaled out and you ain't got a car? Couldn't even rent one. I know, don't say it. We couldn't even rent one here. So anyway, it is what it is. You do what you got to do, and you make the best of what you can make. I like to stay out of debt. That's why I got a vinyl house. I saved $50,000. I think I'd rather have a stucco house, truthfully. And I think if you have a choice and the money's not the issue with you, I think the stucco house is better in some ways, not always. Stuccos are better because I think they're a little more soundproof inside. I think the homes also cool down with air conditioners a little bit easier when they're stucco like that. Here's the problem with stucco. You've got to paint them every so many years because they're paint, and paint flakes off, it fades. If If you don't have gutters on your house, when the water falls off the house, it splashes on the ground. The bottom 2 or 3 foot of the house stains from the water hitting the sand and splashing up on the house. And once it stains, it soaks into the stucco, and you can't wash it out. You got to repaint the house. That can cost you $3 to $5 to repaint the house. So you got to do that like every so many years. Where the vinyl home, $69 twice a year. They come out here with a low pressure wash. I don't use high pressure wash. They wash this house. It looks brand new. So see, instead of paying $3 to paint a house, I'm paying $140 a year to clean mine. That's it with me. It's all about how much is it going to cost to be here. And so that's why we've done what we've done. David Dempsey's a member for 12 months. David, thank you. I didn't think you'd live this long.
It's terrible.
He's got a sense of humor. He doesn't care.
Oh. And then David, you and Gloria are going to have to go with us. We're going to have to go over to the Old Time Diner and check out that catfish. Like I said, he told us about the catfish at the Old Time Diner.
I don't care for catfish.
Well, they've got other things.
I'll be getting something else.
That's their specialty is the catfish. And yeah, have you seen
bone in or bone out?
I don't know. I don't eat that much fish.
Well, you can go to catfish places that have the catfish pond right behind them. And they actually go out there and net the catfish live. They take them in the kitchen. The truck stop I used to go to years ago did that.
Yeah.
They had 3 ponds. And when they had all you could eat catfish on Friday, that catfish was swimming in the pond earlier that day.
I would say this doesn't have that, but everybody.
Does it come off a Cisco truck?
I don't know. But like I said, everybody says it's very fresh, so yeah, I'm thinking probably not. But they do have other, they have oysters, clams, that kind of thing. They specialize in
Lane
fish,
Shursky says that we have our own lizards, so we're raising our own pest control. We are. There's a lot of things around here that I like to keep around because they do help. One is lizards. Well, lizards, geckos. And they eat a lot. They never eat enough. Trust me on there's always bugs. But they eat a lot. And the other thing is, what's the other thing? There's another thing here that eats a lot of pests. Not the snakes.
Snakes.
No, they eat the lizards, and I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
And really, the mockingbirds, they're gone right now, but they'll be back for winter. The mockingbirds, they just prey on these lizards.
Yeah, I wish something would take all the mosquitoes. We can't put a martin house up. And I've heard that's really good for mosquitoes.
There was something else. Oh, tree frogs.
Tree frogs.
We got tree frogs that gets on the house at night when it's humid out there. They got the little suction cups on their feet. You come out here at night. They're not out in the daytime, but hide during the daytime. You come out at night, and certain times of year, you'll see them all over the house. As a matter of fact, the guy we went down to the shop yesterday, as we're leaving it, I seen what looked like a baby tree frog dead on the side of his door.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. He said a few days before we got there, he said it looked like they all just hatched at the same time. He said there was thousands of these tree frogs all over their buildings down there.
Wow.
So yeah, tree frogs, they come out here at night, and if you leave your porch light on at night, that's where you'll get some mosquitoes and things that kind of fly around your porch light, and tree frogs will get up around that porch light, and they'll get all the mosquitoes. I don't leave mine on, but but yeah, I like to keep the tree frogs around, and they're here, but you just don't see them that much.
But we watch all the critters, the geckos, the cranes. Our neighborhood's known as the Cranes because we have a lot going through here, going to the prairie. They're always around here. It depends on what time of year it is too. We get different birds in the wintertime. We get the ibis and.
John Lambert says he used Jim and he put in his steps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Jim. He's good. Is he the cheapest guy around? I'm never going to say that. I just recommend the people I know that's going to do the job, do it well. They have an office, and he'll take care of you. And I know Jim will. Yeah. Matter of fact, he's building a new building over at Wildwood, I'm going to get the first right to go over there and video it for you and show you where it's at and what they're selling and all this and that. And I think he told us the other day that they just now started to build it or something. It was something about permits. I guess Wildwood is giving him kind of a hassle on getting a lot of permits. But anyway, he's got all that in place and they're starting it. Who knows when this building will get built, but he's working on one.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see what all they do. I mean, I know they do gutters and I know they do the pull down stairs, but I'm sure there's some other things involved that they also do that I don't know about. I'm kind of curious.
Well, I know he's gotten so busy that he now has two crews.
Mm.
And the day's going to come probably where he'll have an office in that office building he's got down there. He's going to spend most of his time there, taking orders or whatever. And then, I don't know, maybe he'll go out and inspect the jobs, make sure guys are doing what they're supposed to do and everything. I don't know what the future holds for him, but I know that his business is growing pretty
Yes.
well. It's funny because northern people like me that came from Indiana, Ohio, anywhere up north, uh, we know the advantage of having gutters, and so we put them on. Do you need them down here? I'm going to say no, you really don't, because this is the South. People from the South don't seem to install gutters at all. But I'm just telling you what I know, that over a period of time, if you've got a stucco home and you don't put on gutters, you're going to have to repaint that house because it's going to splice crap up on the side of your gutters where it splices off the ground. And it, as the water runs off your house and gets in that sandy soil, it will actually tear that soil up around your house. It creates a groove, a water line, and it splices all that sand out. And it just, I don't know. I mean, just to save $3 grand from painting my house every 10 years, I think I'd just get gutters.
Yeah, and they do have them down here on the new houses over the doorways, and do they have them over the garages? I know they have them over the doorways, but most of them, unless you get the higher end homes, most of them just had the gutters in those certain places.
As Mindy says, prices are dropping on homes. They might be a little bit right now. I don't know. We are getting ready to come into snowbird season in a
Mm.
few months. And so I imagine when we start getting into snowbird season, whatever prices are at that time, they're going to hold. They're going to hold all the way up until May, because May now is when the snowbirds generally start to go home. It used to be April they left, or yeah, January, February, March was the prime months. By April they started heading home and do their taxes.
Yeah,
But now it seems like they're not. Most of them aren't leaving now till May.
yeah. And you can do your taxes online now, so
Yeah,
you know you're staying till the weather gets warm up north.
yeah. I know that's what I would do.
Yeah,
I always thought that being a snowbird was the best of both worlds. I could go up north in the summer and I could pick on my grandkids until they got sick of me, and then we come down here in the wintertime and get out of that weather and then go back up there in the summertime. But with us, or me anyway, it was more dollars and cents. Because if you got a house up north, you can't really shut the heat off. I know the things you can do, like the antifreeze and the water pipes and all this and that. I don't trust that. Don't trust it at all. So you gotta keep some kind of warmth on your water pipes and things up there. You can't really shut the electricity off or any of that. You got to have burglar alarms, and now you got to have cameras in your house that you can see on your phone and all this stuff. Somebody in the wintertime needs to go over there and plow your driveway to keep the snow out of it to make it look like somebody lives there,
yeah.
so a burglar doesn't come around.
And you're talking money.
And you got to have the money.
Yeah,
Could we have done it? Maybe, but I think it was a stretch,
yeah.
and I just didn't see the point in it. So we decided. And the reason why it was a hard time for me to sell that house, because out of all the houses that we owned, and we owned a few,
17.
that was really one of the few houses I really kind of liked.
Yeah,
Not that it was perfect in any way, but then we had like an acre yard.
a little bit more than an acre, but
Yeah, and we had
yeah,
that big wraparound wooden deck. You got to maintain all this stuff.
yeah.
It had a couple of little minor
And I had a
things.
kitchen to die for.
Had a nice kitchen,
Yeah,
granite countertops, all that kind of stuff. Over the years, and we took all the carpet out, put in laminate flooring. I did it myself because I could at that time. There was just, I don't know, just something about the house I just kind of liked. I intended to stay there, But just decided it was just better to sell that house and buy one here. And if we're going to be snowbirds, we're going to do it backwards. We're going to go up there in the summer months and come back down here. We're going to go up there and we're going to intrude on people. We're going to go visit our friends and our kids and stay in their house.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. Well, we do go up and see Jean.
Yes.
And every time we're there, she doesn't want us to go.
And I miss her. I mean, we need to go see her again.
Yeah, we haven't been up there for a while. Can't get her to come down here. She just don't want to drive as far. She said by herself.
Well, the weather has a lot to do with it. She's got asthma, and so the humidity, heat and humidity down here does a job on her.
Yeah, if you have breathing problems down here, before you buy, trust me when I tell you, come down here in the summer months, rent something for a month. I don't care how you do it, lifestyle. I don't care how you do it, and get out and play around and see if that hot weather and humidity bothers you. I mean, why would you want to live somewhere full time if you can't get out of the house and breathe?
Yeah.
And I'm not making fun. I'm just telling you the truth. If you can't breathe in this weather down here, then you are a good candidate to be a snowbird and leave here in the summer months and go back up north.
And also the allergies. You notice my voice is not too great. So I said I get out here in the air, and sometimes.
Oh, tell them the truth. Her voice ain't great. She's been yelling at me all day.
No, it's really allergies. So I said there's a lot of, you're used to it in the spring up north because of the pollen and everything. And I said, here you have it all year round because it stays warm.
How much is houses price dropping? I mean, are they dropping a lot or just a little?
No, they're not dropping drastically. A little bit at a time.
So it's kind of like gas.
Yeah, well, they're not actually dropping as good as gas, but they keep the interest rate keeps going up. And now it doesn't have an effect on a lot here because a lot of people use
cash. So when interest rates go up, usually house prices come down.
Yeah, but like I said, a lot of people here use cash, so they don't care about the interest rates.
Yeah, that is true. That's something you got to think about. The interest rates here, like for me, to be honest with you, I don't pay no attention to it. I don't really care. When I bought the motor home, I wrote a check for it. I bought the house, we paid for it. So when they talk about the housing, I know this isn't true for everybody, but I'm just saying that's your competition here if you're wanting to buy a house.
Yeah. If you need to get a mortgage.
If you need to get a mortgage, interest will mean something to you, but the odds are you're going to lose that house while you're looking for the best interest rate because somebody's going to come along behind you and write a check, and the house is gone. That's just the way life is.
Yeah.
She's back.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
How long has she been back?
About a week.
Yeah.
It's about a week.
Talk about people living a rough life. Old gal across the street, she got a house there in the Villages, and then she just bought a second home a few months ago down in Naples. So she goes down there for a month, comes up here for a month.
I think she's got one in Missouri.
That's to go see the grandkids.
Well, I still think she has a house up there.
Yeah, she got one in Missouri too. She goes up there and stays once in a while to see the grandkids. That might be an apartment or something. I don't know.
Well, but that's good. That's good money management there.
Well, it is. Yeah. I just don't have that kind of money to do that. But yeah, if I could, shit, hell yeah, I would. I'd have one. Well, one here in Florida. This one here, I suppose.
Well, what was you talking about yesterday? I said, what was you talking about yesterday with the storage buildings? And I said I could put one of these storage buildings here and people pay to put their motorhomes in it so they can work on them, that kind of thing.
Not for that kind of rent. He told us what the rent
well, yeah,
was.
for where he's at,
people's
yeah.
RVs, these people's RVs are not going to pay $1,200 a month to park their RV inside a garage. They're not going to do it. Because I actually thought about buying a building over here that had bays big enough in it and rent them out. And I asked the guy that was there, I said, how much are you paying for rent for one of these areas right here? He told me $1,200 a month. Oh, never mind. RV people are not going to pay $1,200 a month to park their RV in there. Even though I think it'd be a great idea. These are big enough. You can put your motorhome in there, plus other stuff, cars and things, and have enough room off to the side to put your toolboxes and everything in there. Is they're air conditioned. They're all insulated and air conditioned, heated, and you can go in there and work on your motorhome anytime you want to. Every area's got a bathroom in it. Shoot, I'd like to have one for me, but not for $1,200 a month. They're not going to pay that.
And we're not paying attention to the chat.
Okay.
We're not paying attention to the chat here.
Oh. Hey, Pam, $2.99 super chat. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it.
Yeah. JBiz, we've been looking at brick houses, and there's always vinyl houses in the neighborhood. I'm going to tell you, I have never seen so many lazy people that
Lazy people what?
that will not get off their asses and hose off the house.
Get off their ass and do what?
Hose off the house.
Well, I've tried hosing mine off a time or two. I'll be honest with you, but I'm just going to cut the slack. I'm not saying you're wrong. There are some people here that they don't do nothing.
They're talking about the mold that gets, on the.
Oh, the mold thing. There's no
Yeah.
sense in that. There's just none. Listen, if it's a vinyl, if it's a brick house, when they over here asked me for the phone number for the low pressure wash people I use, he's got a brick house, but he has that stain on the bottom of it. They don't have gutters. He said, I want to call them and see if they can rinse this off. And I told him, I said, they might. I said, I wouldn't bet on it, but they might. But anyway, at any house, and still tell you the same thing I am. Any entrance in any house, unless you've got the screen door on front, it seems like that's a haven for all the bugs. They go inside the entrance of the house where the front door is. Love bugs go in there by the thousands. Everything goes in there. And that's where they get the heat in the summer gets so hot. These bugs will land on your house, at least mine anyway, on the vinyl siding, and it melts the bug to the vinyl siding. You can hose the house, but the bugs ain't coming off. I mean, they're melted on there. And I know I can go to Walmart or someplace and buy this crap that you can spray on the house. Good God, that'll take me all day with this stuff to go around the house and spray a section, wash it off. Listen, call low pressure, no pressure house wash. $69.95. They come out with all the industrial stuff, and in a matter of an hour, your house looks brand new again. There ain't a speck anywhere. And so that's what I do. I don't hose my house off anymore either. I watched it though. I just watched it come. I looked at it coming out, and you look on the walls right there. Out here looks fine. It's always in there. And I told Sue, I said, I'm getting ready to call him. I had to make an appointment for him to come out here and wash my house. I like to do it before the snowbirds get here, because when they get here, it may take several weeks to get the appointment.
I want to do it before I get my windows washed.
Yeah, because when they wash them, all the windows get washed off too. No water spots. I don't know what they use. No water spots. They look very clean. They look brand new.
Yeah. And John Lundberg said, first 25 houses in Richmond went on sale yesterday. They are all now pending. That's,
Pam
that's the
Sugo
way it
says, she sent me the $2.99 super chat.
Uh-huh.
Says, hi, S&S.
Oh.
S&S. In Anderson, I used to do business with a guy that had a junkyard, and it was called S&S.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
I wonder if those guys are still alive. They bought a place in Texas, I know that, and moved. Yeah. I don't know where they went.
Yeah, S&S just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But also, it's Skip Smith, so we can get away with it.
I thought about naming my trucking company that at one time, S&S. Everybody go, oh, Skip and Sue. And I said, no, Smith and Son. That's what it was going to be.
Yeah. Oh, and John Lombard wants to know the beer of the day. I think you shared it a while ago.
I did. I shared it a while ago. It's
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yes. Hey, Vic.
I'm going to say it one more time. I said at the very beginning of the video, for those that like to watch the rerun, if you got a coffee cup mug or a T-shirt or a hat or whatever else is on there for the kids, Wish Foundation, take a fun picture with it. Put the T-shirt on your dog. Take a picture of it. Have morning coffee, watching the Friday news I do with your coffee cup mug. Take a picture of it. Have fun with the picture. Send me a selfie or something of it. I'm going to try to put a little video together of everybody that bought one and everything else.
Yeah. And someone wants to know how tall the golf cart tunnels are, because he's looking at a high-rise golf cart.
Be very careful. Down here from Wildwood, Brownwood down, you're probably okay. They make the golf cart tunnels bigger here. But if you take it further north, I don't know where it actually starts. I'll say once you get north of Lake Sumter, Fanny Springs, and especially if you get way up north, say around Nancy Lopez, the golf cart tunnels are shorter and I think a little narrower. And if you'll look on, and I've done video, if you'll look on the top of the golf cart tunnels up north, you'll see scrape marks up there where it's their golf carts actually hit the tunnels.
I would go to districtgov.org and see if they have the dimensions on there.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out and measure. I'll tell you that right now. It's just way too much work. I'm not standing in a tunnel trying to measure this thing while some drunk comes around the corner and runs into me. Then he'll be going, well, what are you standing there for?
But it is an issue for some people that, like people that come from Virginia Beach. We had some neighbors brought their
he
cart
tore his up
from Virginia Beach, and they were used to going on the beach. They weren't used to these tunnels, and he tore his up going through a tunnel. So that's something you want to really make sure. I don't remember
what tunnel he was at, though. I mean, it tore the top of it off to the point that he had a guy over here that were cutting off the metal pieces to lower it and then re-welding it.
Yeah.
And I asked him about it. I said, what the hell happened? Do you reckon? He said, no, he said, I hit one of them tunnels. Wasn't talking. Let me ask you a dumb question. It doesn't make no difference to me. You're going to buy what you want to buy anyway. Why do you want a high-rise golf cart? I've always wondered that. You're not going to go four-wheeling around here. You're not going to go off-roading.
Might be a money issue.
They're more expensive.
Well, I mean, they may have a good deal. That might be why they were looking.
Oh, maybe they already got one.
No, he said he was looking at one. But like I said, it might just be a good deal.
Could be.
Then it depends on how come it's
I'll give you a hint.
Rise.
I'll give you a hint. Call down to the Village's golf cart store in Brownwood. Tell them that you're in. Don't tell them you're buying one somewhere else. Just tell them, hey, we're thinking about buying a high-rise golf cart that we saw advertised at one of your stores, because they got like 3 or 4 golf cart stores here in the Villages. And we were just wondering, how tall are the tunnels? How tall can I get a golf cart? And I'll bet you the salesman down there will know.
Pretty sure. They're messing with you, Vic.
Who is?
Yeah.
I haven't even got that far down there yet.
Okay. Oh, it's Jim Weber. He said, I'm late. Please recap. And then Vic says you missed the $500 giveaway.
I did? What $500 giveaway?
No, not you, dummy.
Oh.
The guy that was late coming to the show, he wanted to recap, and that's what Vic told him. He missed it.
Oh, yeah. We just gave away a $500 certificate. You missed it.
Oh, my.
Ronald Paz says, my greatest fear is not dying before I run out of money. That would be ideal. A guy told me a long time ago, he said, if we all knew the exact day and time we were going to die, he said, life would be much easier.
Not for me. I wanted to be quick and quiet.
Yeah, I'm still getting back on that mold issue. I agree with him. There's no sense in that. I mean, it's all nickel dime stuff. I get so tired of it when I read on the news, and I know a lot of people get tired of it, but I keep pointing it out, letting people know this is an issue with some of these snowbirds. They go home, out of sight, out of mind. They don't have a home watch person. The home watch keeps an eye on all that stuff. Their water sprinklers come on because they haven't set to run all the time. Well, the guy that mowed their grass cut part of the top of the water sprinkler off because it was stuck up. And then now every time the water sprinkler comes on, it's just a fountain of water shooting 50 feet up in the air and flooding everything. He doesn't know. He ain't got nobody watching his home. Probably the best money you'll ever invent or ever spend down here, if you're a snowbird, is hire a professional home watch service. I'm just telling you, they're worth their weight in gold.
They're not that expensive considering what kind of.
What are they now on the average? I've heard.
I don't know.
I heard up $50.
But I'm sure it's probably more than that now.
The lady we had on the show.
But it depends on what they do. They have a criteria.
There's always extra stuff. Yeah, you have to go to their website. They always have a list of things that they do for that $40 or $50.
Yeah.
But if you want something else done, they'll do it. But there's like an extra $5 charge for this, extra $10 charge for that.
Yeah.
But most of them do anything that you need to have done around the house. That's part of the service.
Like and they really are worth the
money. Because Sue used to have her, was it medicine or clothes mailed down here before you came down?
I wouldn't mail my clothes so I didn't have to bring them on the plane.
Yeah, and our home watch service, when they would deliver them at the house, he'd go over and pick them up and set them inside the house for us, and make sure nobody would steal it.
Yeah. All these papers that they deliver to his driveway,
he picks them up.
He picks them up, put them inside, catalogs, telephone books, that kind of stuff. You know.
We still get telephone books?
We still get telephone books. I just threw out a bunch the other day. I had in a drawer because we really don't need them.
Not really.
But and I see you get several here because you not only get the villages book, you get the county, and you get the yellow pages, and there's just all kinds. But yeah, we really don't use them anymore. I kept the villages one because there's certain things in there I wanted. But
well, you know, as critical as I am about some things in the villages does have certain things here that actually we used to cut some of the things out of the newspaper. We had, like, when we rented our house out in the winter, Sue made a little folder. And in that folder, it showed all the phone numbers to all the villages stuff, like the Sharon Theater to get tickets, the shuttle bus to go to and from the airports, taxi services.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what all she had in there. But all these are important for somebody coming to reach your house. They don't know where to go.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. Oh, villages maps, road maps.
Yeah, and restaurants that did takeout. So if you were here and you didn't have a car, they could deliver. And
restaurants that give villagers discounts.
Yes.
I'm big on that.
Well, a lot of people don't know that they can get village discounts.
But you have to have your village's ID card.
And you have to ask because they won't tell you.
They will not tell you. Yeah. So I tell you. One of the biggest ones I go to when I'm up there is next to Home Depot. Panda. They will not say a word. But if you have your village's ID card, you get a 10% discount.
Yeah.
And that's for one meal. Me and Sue's a resident. I tried this once. I said, well, we're both residents. Here's my card. One card, one discount. So Sue has to show her card to get another discount, which means I have to pay for mine, give her the discount card. Sue has to give her the discount card and get a separate bill.
Yeah.
Goofy, I know, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So actually, if you add that up, 10% for me, 10% for you, that's 20%.
Yeah.
Does that work out right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get 20%.
And I said, you know, it's not huge, but it's substantial.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, we don't go that often, but
no,
but there are a lot of places that do.
When I do go, I always get, look at that little bitty one right there. See him standing up there?
Yes. Oh, my gosh, he's no bigger than a rock.
Just a little bitty thing, and unless they move, you really don't even notice them.
Well, I said, this must be the week for hatching.
Yeah, see, and there she is, up on top of that shell again. That's the momming right there.
Don't you love the segue?
It may not be. It might have been last year's birth, and that's where, anyway, they hang around that shell right there. That's why I leave them shells there.
Well, that's shelter for them. They're so small.
As long as they're using that as the nest, I don't want them.
Yeah, we got a couple big seashells that's out there under the bushes, and they use that that's where they live in, basically. And I said, it's a nice little shelter for them. I don't know if the snakes would bother them in there or not.
We've got snakes around here, and he's that little bastard. He'll take off after.
Well, I said, I don't know how they could, sometimes it'd be harder for them to get in there.
I haven't seen any snakes here for a long time.
I seen one under that bush there a couple weeks ago, and that's been about it. But then there's little black snakes. They don't bother anything. Oh my gosh! How come you think I should know everybody?
Well, you know everybody here. I don't know everybody here anymore. I tell you what, I know more.
Well,
I know more people outside my neighborhood now than I do inside my neighborhood.
Well,
we went up to O'Shucks last night, and we were talking to some guy that just bought a house in Hawkins. Yeah.
They were outside as we was leaving, and him and his wife said they were just now getting to the point to where they could go explore, because they were doing we got to have this guy in to do this and this guy in to do that, so they hadn't really had a chance to go out and explore. So that's what they were doing, and they were there at O'Shucks. And
we've been there, done that. When you buy a house, that's why I always tell people, jokingly but kind of seriously, saying now the real work starts.
Yeah. But it takes a while to get all those, you have to have the furnace guy in and because they do a check for you.
I don't know if they do it down there or not.
I think they all did that. I think it's the builder's code or something where they have to come in and.
I know here, any contractor used to install anything, we had to meet with them. They came to the house after we closed.
Yeah.
A walkthrough, We're going to show you how to work the furnace. We're going to show you how to set your water sprinklers. Next guy come in and show you the windows. Here's the information on your. I mean, they just wouldn't leave us alone.
Yeah. And then
And
you have
then,
that final walkthrough with the builder.
yeah, and then of course we had our movers here from the other house. Uh, they were unloading everything. Shoot, when we got here, they had a lot of stuff sitting in the driveway, and then Sue had to go in the house and tell them, put this over here. Anything that's boxed in a box, you stack it out in the garage. And I mean, that's just the beginning of it. And then you go through the house before you move furniture, and then finally decide: do you want to paint this room, or do you want to paint that room? I mean, because that's the time to do it when there's nothing in there.
And then, as I said, these people were just getting to the end of that, and so they was able to get out and do things. And so they had went to. I told them, just down the street is my favorite Mexican restaurant, and they said, well, they were there the day before, so they're kind of hitting all of our high spots.
Oh, I see. I'm down to it now. Vic Madeira said you missed a $500 giveaway.
It's funny.
I read these comments sometimes after everything's over, and I sit there and I just giggle to myself. They're funny. Jerry Bell sometimes can say some hilarious stuff.
Well, everybody's hitting it today, I tell you.
I don't see Jerry on here.
Well, no, I haven't either.
Yeah, he bought a house somewhere around here about a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably in the middle with his wife, shopping and doing what everybody else does when they buy a house, deciding what they want to do next or first, or getting estimates. Sometimes that can take all day, getting an estimate on something.
Yeah.
Or driveway parties.
That's right. That's right. We have a lot of those. That's why we don't know who's in the neighbor anymore, because we've not been going to any of the socials or the driveway parties or anything like that. I got a birthday party Thursday night. You gonna go with me?
Where?
To a birthday party.
Whose?
Nancy's.
Probably not.
Okay. It's at Belle Glade.
Probably not.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in your neighborhood, and I don't do as many of them as I used to, but I still go to a lot of them if I can. And I do the ladies' lunch every month, and last week I went to the ladies' breakfast, and I get to meet a lot of the people that way. Well, I meet all the ladies. I don't get to meet the fellas, but I meet all the ladies that way. And when I don't meet at the breakfast, I usually meet at the lunch. So. And this month we're going to Francesca's, which is kind of my favorite Italian. Giovanni's is under new ownership, so I'm saying Francesca's is my favorite Italian. So after that would be Roberto's in Pinellas Plaza.
Vic says, "Am I the only one chatting?" Vic, you'd be surprised at how many people come on here, and they just don't chat. I'm perplexed by it because I always thought these live things. I go to other people's live streams that I'm subscribed to also, and to me, the live chat's the best. I can harass people in a nice way.
Yeah.
I can ask questions. I can make comments. And I do what you guys do. I talk to people on the chat that have really nothing to do with the program I'm watching, but you get to know them people by talking to them. And we exchange emails sometimes, or they'll email me and I email them. And truthfully, that's how I get some new subscribers sometimes too, because I'll tell them, I got a YouTube channel. Oh, well, what is it? And then we get that done. But it's just like subscribers. I mean, I got the analytics. I mean, so I know what they are. That there are so many people that they watch your videos and things on a regular basis, and they're loyal as far as watching, but they will not hit that subscribe button. And I don't know why. I've tried to explain everything. I'm not the only one. There's other people that's done the same thing. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it helps the channel out a lot. Now you might say, well, how's that help the channel out? Well, I'm going to tell you real quick. I do this to make extra money, period. Now, Sue will tell you also, probably half the money we make, if not more than that, at the end of the year, we give it all to the Children's Wish Foundation, which we just do. And
we give away prizes.
And we give away prizes because sometimes we don't get the super chats we need during the WNL show to actually give away a decent prize on the next channel. So I make up the difference to try to give something decent away. And just things, But some of the money I do use, I'll admit it, I do use it to upgrade my equipment somewhat. I as you can see by this setup out here, we don't spend a lot of it. because this is probably about the chintziest setup outside
Yeah,
that you could
yeah.
imagine, but it works. And so I just leave it the way it is. But,
The office inside looks like the inside of a jet.
yeah, the studio's a little different. I mean, I've got an audio processor that was $1,000. I mean, they can get more expensive. You can get cheaper ones. I just wanted to get a good one. I've got cameras that cost $1,000 because I just want to get good quality picture during the WNL show, nice and clean and clear. Got microphones that cost in the hundreds of dollars because I just want the audio to be as good as possible. And after you spend all this money and try to get everything set up and get it to sound right, look right, blah blah blah, there's that one little thing that can come along and screw the whole thing up that you have absolutely no control over, no matter what anybody tells you. You have absolutely no control over it. Wi-Fi. Somebody hits a telephone pole out here somewhere. It happened the other day. Somebody dug up a cable line somewhere, and our Wi-Fi disappeared. Right, 2 or 3 hours. I don't know what happened, but somebody told me. I know, but somebody told me that they were digging somewhere around here, building a house or something, and they hit a line. And so we did have it for a while, but lucky for me, I have a backup. The thing we use in the camper, what's it called? The little box, Wi-Fi box.
Oh, something jack.
Yeah, it comes from Verizon. I thought about doing away with it, but every time I think about it, something like that happens, and I just reach over and open that box up. Now, it's not great as far as uploading videos or things, no, but at least I can still have my TVs, and I still have my cell phone for emails, and that's what it's really good for. So I do have that for backup, and I keep it. It's kind of like a Jackery box. If our electricity goes off, I can still watch TV. I got a Jackery in there. I just plug the TV into that. Now, it's not a big deal, but at least I can look at the news and see what's going on.
Yeah. And Vic said he had Romaldo do his garage in Lanai, and he can't say he's totally pleased. So the surface seems a bit rough to walk on barefoot.
I swear, the longer we come out here and set, they get braver and braver. You had never seen one that comes up this close like this.
Yeah,
I had one the other day come up and jumped on my foot. I swear one of them about 2 months ago came up here, and I think he tried to bite my toe, and then he run back in there.
If he jumps on my foot, you'll know it.
Who's that? Who's that?
Did you hear what I said?
No, who's this?
I
I have
know.
no idea.
Oh, okay. Somebody is giving somebody else a tour.
That's a rental car.
Yeah.
No,
somebody's giving somebody their company a tour of the place.
That's a rental car.
Yeah.
If somebody was giving somebody a tour of the place, they'd do it in their own cart.
Well, I don't know. It's somebody that was telling her all about the neighborhood, so I don't know. She didn't look familiar though. So anyhow, Vic said Romaldo did his driveway, and he wasn't real pleased.
Who?
Romaldo.
Call him up. Whatever's wrong.
But he said he thought it was a little rough.
Rough.
Yeah. But now you really want it a little rough because you don't want a slick surface. Like I said, that could create a lot of falls.
Well, when he's doing your driveway, and I don't know what you did, but I stayed here while they were doing mine. I critiqued it along the way, and I've always said that. Stay there. And he'll mix the paint to the color you want. And then you have to approve it before he'll put it down. But once he puts it down, there's no bringing it up. So, yeah, I stayed here until he was completely done. And this was a 2-day process on my driveway. So I was here for 2 complete days from start to finish.
It was a garage in the Lanai.
No, he didn't do the garage.
This is what he's talking about. Garage. He did his garage in his Lanai.
My garage is epoxy, so I don't know anything about the garage. I can't speak for that at all.
When Joy said hers was like that, but the surface seemed to smooth out. So maybe it just takes a little time. But I know he does put stuff in it if you ask him to make it.
He puts a little bit of sand in there, I think.
Yeah, so it's not slippery because in your garage, if it's a little bit of wet spot, if you go down in a minute.
Yeah, because it's epoxy in there. And, if I had to do over again, I don't think I'd have done epoxy in my garage. It costs twice as much. And as far as I'm concerned, my epoxy garage is crap.
And now Romaldo did not do our garage.
Romaldo did not do my garage. It was somebody else that he's now out of business, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
But he's done my driveway, years ago.
Oh my, that was probably second year we was here.
This driveway and everything probably
7,
six,
8 years old.
6 or 7 years old by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And if you follow his suggestions, and a lot of people don't, he comes back every year for 2 years and reseals it. That'll cost you another $100 each year. But as long as you get it resealed after the second year, then you're done. You don't have to done anymore.
Yeah.
But I told him I said, should I call you like every 3 or 4 years and have it washed? And he did say yes, because as you drive on and off the driveway, there's going to be areas of the driveway that could stain for whatever reason. But I haven't had to do that, and our driveway and everything still looks new.
Yeah, but like I said, he didn't do our garage, so I don't know, how that works. But you did the right thing. I said, when we recommend somebody like that, you let us know if it's not up to par, because otherwise we have no way of knowing whether
I
they're
guess my
still
question
doing.
is, if you put some sand or whatever in your garage floor, why did you do that? Your garage floor's not going to get wet. You're not going to slip in there. You only worry about the sand and stuff outside where it may rain. And I don't really worry about that either, because how many people's walking around in their driveway in the rain around here?
And now I just said the opposite.
What'd you say?
Like I said, if it gets wet and it's slick like that, you're going to fall.
How many people's out here when it's wet?
In the garage.
You're not going to slip and fall in the garage.
Well,
it don't get wet in there. The garage door's shut.
Your air conditioner leaks all the time in your car.
That's underneath the car. Are you walking under the car? Don't listen to her.
We have rugs all over our garage.
She's crazy. She's crazy nuts. She's on drugs right now. She's crazy nuts.
No. But I hope that straightens out for you, Vic. But yeah, call him if you're not pleased. Call him and tell him and see if there's something he could do. Because
I don't know what you're talking about when you say rough. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, is that sand that you've had put in your paint? Because he asked me about the sand, and I told him no, I didn't want it. Maybe he didn't have a paint service. Maybe he's got some kind of a new surface he's putting down now that I don't know about.
Yeah, there's
all kinds of different things you can put down. But I went with the basic, I think, because I went by the price of the house. You could put $1 million into this house, but it's only going to be worth so much money. And I learned that from flipping houses. So when I went with the garage or the driveway thing, I actually thought about calling Pooter Pavers, because he does a good job. But it was going to be, what was it, from my house and to do the sidewalks, just this out here, that and the sidewalks.
I don't know.
I want to say like $5,000 at the time.
Yeah, it was
more than that now.
It was pretty expensive.
This was $1,200, and that was a deciding factor for me. $5,000, $1,200. Oh. Tight ass. That's me.
Hi, Chris. The
hello from hot Houston.
And Chris is in the UK.
We ought to ask Deb from Houston a question. Have they got the construction done on Highway 10 yet? I laugh because every time I go to Houston, it's always under construction.
Well, I said Chris Settin is from the UK. Do you remember him?
Who?
Chris Settin from the UK.
Is that the guy that was here?
I believe so.
Hey, Chris. Where you at, bud?
He tells you right here.
Huh?
He tells you where he's at.
I ain't got down there yet. You're always way down there. I'm always up here.
No, I think you're below me now. So he says in the UK.
I am never below her. Don't listen to her at all.
Just sat on the Eurostar train traveling from Brussels to London. Missing the villages, but I have booked flights to be back in March. I hope you are both well. Great. Give us a call when you get back.
Yeah, give me a call when you get back. We'll go have some lunch or whatever, and I can pick on you because of your funny accent.
Like he could hear.
Yeah, I don't hear anyway.
Yeah. Oh. Joy says she enjoyed the porch setting with them. And be sure to join them again when you come back to in March. That's great. Yeah. If you get a chance, I said come back and do another porch sitting with us.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll have a different kind of a camera set up and microphone set up where everybody can hear everybody and see everybody. Yeah. I don't know. Don't hold your breath on that.
And Joan wanted to know if we brought most of the furniture and stuff from up north, and
No,
we didn't.
we didn't bring any.
We
Well,
had a Chrysler van, and that's
yeah.
what we had in there is what we brought.
Here's how it worked out. We've been down here many, many, many times, and we know what the mistake is bringing furniture down here from the north. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying we know what the mistake was. We didn't really have anything that would fit down here style wise. Everything we had was what kind of furniture we call it? We had not, what Mediterranean furniture? What's it called? Um, Not traditional type furniture. Anyway, it was all wood. That's what you have up north. Everything's wood. Our bedroom suite was really solid walnuts. I know you don't get that anymore, but when we bought this furniture years ago, we had to finance this bedroom furniture when we first got married because it was so expensive. But we bought it at Carico Furniture, which that company's gone, and we paid top dollar. It was solid walnut, and you just can't pick this stuff up. I mean, it's so heavy that I didn't really want to bring it down here. Walnut furniture in this house, nah. First of all, it was big and bulky,
Oh,
so we didn't
yeah.
want to deal with that. And then other than that, we had a few things that might have been okay to bring down here, but the idea of moving it and the cost of moving it, and we just didn't want to deal with it. So we sold what we could sell. I sold all my garage stuff. That broke my heart.
Yeah.
Sold all my toys. I had two Corvettes and I had a motorcycle. Sold that. And anything to do with the motorcycle, like a motorcycle lift, special motorcycle tires, things like that, rims. I sold it all. And then people that I worked with um, bought most of our furniture. They wanted it.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, truthfully, we gave it away or donated it. We had a boy come down and said, come down here and pick out whatever you want and just take it. You can have it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want it, we're going to donate it anyway. So he came down in a moving truck.
Yeah.
And literally, when he left, I think his thing was full.
And they sold most of it online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He had a big building up there. And he told us, he said, what you don't want, he said, I'm just going to sell it on eBay or something. And that's what he did. So he made some money. And the rest of it, I think we donated it to, what's that?
It's the golf cart next door.
Oh,
He
what was
was
that
checking
place
them out.
called we sold it to? That donation place, that charity place down the street in Brownsburg.
Goodwill? No, I
Goodwill,
didn't.
yeah, Goodwill. They had a pretty good sized Goodwill store there in Brownsburg. And I just drove up there, made several trips in my pickup truck, and took it up there. And then we had this first house that we closed on. And I did it over the internet. And I bought the house over the internet. I never actually walked in and seen it. I know that's a violation of my ethics, but I did. So I'm working, and Sue called me up one day, and she said, "Hey," she said, "oh, Walmart's got a whole bunch of sales going on over here." She said, "You think I ought to buy stuff to take down to the house while we're gone?" And she said, "What do we need?" I said, "Hell yeah!" I said, "Buy it. Anything that'll fit in the van that we need." I said, "We need everything."
Yeah. Keep in
So
mind that was going to be a rental.
yeah,
So
keep in
yeah.
mind it was going to be a winter rental. We knew that,
Yeah.
and we were going to use it the rest of the year as basically a vacation home when I was on vacation, and then Sue used it like every month. I came down a couple weeks a year.
I run away from home regularly.
Yeah, so that's what we did, and when we
Yeah.
came down in the minivan, we didn't have a square inch left in that van. We had everything from anything you can imagine that she bought at Walmart, from wash rags and towels and um, a TV, and I don't even remember what all, just stuff. But before that, the furniture store here at the time was called Southern Trace Furniture,
Southern lifestyle.
Southern Lifestyle Furniture. It was owned by the developer. I'll give the developer credit. That was an A1 classy store. They treated people like you wouldn't believe. And of course, they're wanting to sell houses. And she got online. She found some things. She called down here and talked to the guy. And Sue couldn't ask for anything that guy wasn't going to do. So she said, "Well, I'll buy this then. And will you deliver it to the house over there?" "Absolutely. Give us the garage code. We'll go in and we'll lock up for you. Or you can have your realtor," which we had a realtor friend. And he went over and opened the door up for them. They went in and they put it where she told them to put it. And then he locked it up on the way out. He took a couple of pictures for me and sent them to me. And that was it. And telling the story about when you was going to came down here, I wasn't here. I was working. She flew down, and she was going to paint the bedroom.
Yeah, I was going to paint the bedroom, and they delivered the bed because that's the one first thing you need here. Everybody in their blow up beds and lawn chairs watching the TV on the floor. That happens. Uh, but the first thing you need is a bed, and like I said, they brought the bed and everything, and I wanted to paint the room. And the guy told me, when you get ready to paint, give us a call. We're in the neighborhood. We'll come move the bed for you because this thing was way too big for me. And they did. They come and moved the bed to the other side of the room till I got it painted. He said, when you're done, call us and we'll come back and move it back. And they did exactly that. I was just dumbfounded because nobody had ever had that kind of customer service where I was at. So it was really nice. But we're totally off course here. I wouldn't bring any more down here than you had to, hun. Something that's uh, personal, that means something to you. Because Skip rented a van and went up and got his dad's grandfather's clock because that meant something to us.
Well, that's been in the family forever.
But other than that, furniture is furniture, and there's tons of it down here, and it's
Well,
kind
and
of
that old Dick Trolley in there, that was your brother's.
yeah, but
So
it's
stuff
kind
like
of
that, family stuff. If you got really important family stuff that you just have to keep, you can't get rid of, bring that.
yeah,
But as far as a couch, a bed, an office desk,
yeah.
you know,
There's plenty of furniture stores down here, and plenty of consignment shops and thrift stores and that kind of thing. And so I wouldn't worry about replacing that kind of stuff too bad, because it's kind of fun looking for something new. Because these houses are different than the ones we've had up north. Up north, everything was pine and you wanted that cozy, warm feeling. Down here, it's just the opposite. So you don't want that heavy, dark furniture. You want something a little lighter, and so yeah,
I think so. That's just my opinion. I think the lighter colored furniture here looks best.
yeah,
Up up
so
north, you would have what I would call a lawyer room or a library room. Everything's dark. It's wood,
yeah,
hardwood floor. It's just what I'm talking about. And down here, because of sunshine and stuff, I think you want lighter colors. It just looks better to me. That's
yeah,
just my opinion.
yeah.
Vic says the no soliciting is ignored here in the new neighborhood. I just had a guy knock trying to sell me palm trees. Vic, I talked about this. Do you watch? I said, don't do business with guys in a pickup truck pulling a trailer. I don't care who they are and what they're doing. If they're rolling around knocking on doors, that means they don't have an office, and that only cell phone number or phone they got for you to complain is on this cell phone, and that could disappear tomorrow. So you want to buy palm trees or whatever. I'm not telling you not to buy them. You might get lucky and get a hell of a deal. But I found that palm trees, that one out here, it was the same way. He didn't come to my house, but I bought a palm tree off a guy, and the darn thing wasn't looking good after a few months. And I called the guy because here's the joke around here. Ask him, how long is this tree guaranteed for? It's guaranteed for life because everybody around here is dying, and it's guaranteed for life. So after about a year, I called the guy. I said, "Hey, this thing's dying. It looks like crap." And he kept telling me, "Give it another month. It'll snap out of it. Give it another month." Well, it wasn't snapping out of it. So I started calling him more, and he wasn't answering his phone. I'm thinking, I'm getting screwed. And one thing I don't take well is getting screwed. Not that I have not been screwed. I have been screwed, but I don't take it well. So I called like at 5:30 in the morning. What the hell was we doing that I was up at 5:30 in the morning? We was going somewhere,
I
and
don't
I
know.
have no. Maybe we were going to take a trip somewhere. So anyway, for some reason I'm up at 5:30 in the morning. I told Sue, I said, I'm going to call. What was his name?
I don't
Earl.
remember.
I think
Something like
I think
that.
it was Earl. So I'm going to call Earl. She said, well, it's 5:30 in the morning. I said, I don't care. I'm going to call him. I might get lucky. First ring, Earl answers the phone. I said, Earl. I told him my name. I said, this tree has got to be replaced. I've got lifetime guarantee, according to you. I take a man for his word. We had a handshake on this deal. I said, I don't want any more excuses. I want this tree replaced. Earl, give me the same story. Well, I'm 80 years old and I don't get around much. I'm getting ready to go out of business, blah, blah, blah. And he told me this story like 5 times. And I'm just getting tired of hearing this. It has nothing to do with this tree getting replaced because he had a crew of people that done this. Earl didn't come out here and do this. So I told Earl, I said, Earl, I don't want to hear any more about you being 80 years old. I'm telling you right now, Get out here and get this tree replaced, or I'm going to come up there and I'm going to kick your 80-year-old ass. That's what I told him. I wouldn't, but I told him that. The very next day, we went down to Brownwood to have lunch or something, and coming back in a golf cart, I turned the corner, and guess what? There's a truck, a tree, and like a big bulldozer sitting out here. And they took that tree out, loaded it up, put this new tree in, and it's been fine.
Yeah.
But apparently Earl thought I was going to really kick his ass.
But yeah, don't buy off of these people driving down the street, because they probably went out in the swamp, picked up a tree, and I said, you don't know what you're getting, and your lifetime warranty is no good here.
It's no good.
Trust
no,
me.
Those guys. No.
Like I say, if you go to somebody that has an office, has a building, check with the seniors. Seniors for Crime here is a very good business to check with, because they get the complaints. When they have complaints here about those kind of people running around, they usually have that on file, and you can check and see if somebody trying to sell you something is actually in their files. But yeah, just don't do it. Just save your money. They could sell you anything, And some of these people are pretty good salesmen. There's been people going around wanting to do what do they call the cuts when they put in the pine tree? Is it a pineapple cut, or they call it something?
We don't have pine tree.
But they
call it a diamond cut.
Diamond cut, yeah. There's guys going around that wants to diamond cut your palm trees if they're not already done, or redo them if they are.
Actually, when they do a diamond cut, when they first do the diamond cut, it looks really good.
Yeah.
But then as the tree gets older, the diamond cut starts to fade. It gets a different color. But I haven't done it anymore. But my tree's grown. Shit, in 8 years, that tree's only grown maybe, if I had to take a guess, I'll say 1.5 feet. It's a Sylvesters are a slow-growing, long-lived tree. And the top part that I've cut the limbs off, as it's grown, it's not diamond cut. And you definitely see the difference. And I will say the diamond cut looks better. But as time goes on, these spores that float around in the air, they wedge inside branch areas. And next thing you know, you got this green stuff, like it looks like small fawns. Am I saying it right?
Ferns.
Small ferns. It looks like small green ferns growing out of the bark of your tree.
Yeah. That's it. It's just not worth it to take a chance. Like I said, most of these places that do good business, they're licensed and bonded and insured. Florence wants you to give the number for how you make a donation to the Wish Fund.
Who?
Florence Keenan. So can you one more time tell us how to contribute to your children's Christmas fund?
There's many, many ways you can do it. One, you can go to the PayPal account, put in there what you want, and then put a little message on there also, because when PayPal sends me a message that you made a donation, it'll have that message that you leave on there. Or you can just send me an email and let me know what you've done. The second way you can do it is some people's done it. They just mailed me a check, and tell me it's for the kids and whatever. And the only way we can do those checks is we have to cash it. And I put it in the account, and then I write it on a piece of paper, who done what, and then at the end of the year I add all this up, and then we'll cut a check that takes into account all them checks that we got in the mail. So it'll be accounted for. The other way you can do it is go down on any of my videos, and the stores there, T-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, different prices, all of that, everything that's in the store. When you buy one, that company will mail the product to you, but whatever profit is on whatever it is you buy, they let me know at the end of that campaign, as they call it, how much profit we got. And then they automatically will deposit that into my PayPal account that I use for the kids. So there's different ways you can do it. Personally, if you're going to make a donation, it's up to you what you want to do. I'd say buy a couple of coffee cups or buy a T-shirt. At least you get a little something for your money.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way, the coffee cups, I bought some for me too. Not that I'm going to use them, to be honest with you. I'm probably going to give them away. That's what I have a tendency to do, is I buy stuff and then I just give it away to you guys anyway for whatever reason. And let me just say here right now before I forget, because I wanted to do this last Wednesday and forgot again. Do we still have the New Villages magazine in there somewhere?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, we got a New Villages magazine like 3 weeks ago, and I kept forgetting to tell you guys. But the first one of you guys that emails me your that says I want that Villages magazine, put something like that in there so I know what you're talking about. Then you're going to get that magazine. Then I'll email you and say, hey, send me your mailing address, and then I'll mail it to you. So if I don't get in contact with you, then you weren't the first one.
Okay. And Linda Sue Counts wants to know what the areas of the TV is best for single ladies in their 60s and 70s.
Wants to know what?
What area of the village is best for single ladies?
There is no best area.
Yeah, there is no best area.
There's no best area.
You ask anybody in any neighborhood now, I'll tell you that theirs is the best.
Yeah.
But now, there is a lot of singles clubs here, so it really doesn't matter where you live. There's a lot of single individual stuff going on for singles, and so you just, wherever you live, you get a hold of them, and they do
how old is
things. She said in 60s and 70s. She didn't say how old she was.
Well, just know that the Finney area is basically the younger area. You'll see a lot of people down there in their 50s that are retired.
South of 44.
Yeah, south of 44. My area, and I don't know, I don't have all the statistics, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say my area, the average age is probably in the mid-60s, early 70s. You get further north up there, then the ages start getting older until you get to Spanish Springs. They're in the process of a turnover. The older people are dying, going into assisted living, and their houses have been sold to the next generation. So that's how it is. But as far as a better area, there is none. They're all good. They're all good.
Yeah.
I pick on some areas because it seems like some areas, for some reason, and I don't know why, seems to always pop up on the news more than other areas for whatever is going on. But here's what I say. First of all, before you worry about what neighborhood, if you know you want to buy a new or pre-owned, you need to make that mind up. Second thing is, do you have any idea what you want to do when you get here? Really, do you know you want to say play golf 2 or 3 times a week? Do you want to go to the swimming pool every day because that's your form of exercise? Do you want to go to a square every evening and dance and listen to the music or whatever? I ask that because there are people here that do just that. We have a neighbor back here. She wanted to be close to the adult pool, not the family pool. She goes up there and does her exercises every morning. She has for years. People go down to the square, and when we go down there, I don't go down as much as I used to. It's funny, you'll see a handful of the same people every night. That's their form of exercise. They love to go down there and dance. So if you have an idea of what it is you think you want to do when you're here, then that'll kind of narrow your search down. No matter what neighborhood you go in, then you know you want to be kind of close to these things that you want to
do. Hi, Pam. Thank you.
Oh, please wave to somebody down there.
No, David didn't see me. So.
Vic says, Chris Sutton, please let us know how many quid for that spotted dick. See, spotted dick, I know we had a thing about that. I did a question and answer, or it's a game. And spotted dick was something on the game. Yeah. Seems to me was it like fish? Here's another new one. I don't know this guy either. I have no idea. I feel like I live in a new neighborhood.
Well, like I said, you haven't done any of the neighborhood things for a long time, so. And I said, I don't meet many of the men. I know all the
My question
guys.
is not the new people coming in. What happened to the people I knew?
Oh.
Where'd they all go? I know they didn't all die.
A lot of them went south. They made some money on these houses.
They spent it all down there.
Well,
so you didn't make anything.
But it doesn't matter. I said, you get to, the new areas is a big draw for some people because you don't have to worry about the 10 years for the roofs.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you said they made a lot of money. I question that because we thought about it too. If we sold this house, say, for $400,000, to replace this house down there is going to cost you $400,000.
Yeah.
So you don't make anything. Plus, we had none of the updates down there. We got air.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about putting on a new roof for another 10 years, or you
I
don't
don't
have
think
to
I got to
worry
worry
about.
about that anyway.
No,
I talked to a lawyer, and they brought up an interesting question: that what criteria are they following to demand you to get another roof?
I don't know.
Generally, you call your insurance company, they send an inspector out, they look at the roof, and if they say the roof's good, your insurance company, you're not filing the claim, so the insurance company doesn't really have any criteria for saying you need a roof. These guys knocking on the doors doing it, that's a whole different thing. See, because they're actually lying, but there's no law saying you can't lie. You can't put a guy in jail for lying, unless you lie to a police officer, of course. But you can't go to jail for lying. I could lie to you all day long. You can't put me in jail, right?
Bet me.
Well, you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's the problem, I think. And by the way, just so you guys know, the roofer scammers are back. They're up there doing it right now. They're up there knocking on doors. They're in the village of, I want to say, Lynn Haven. That's where they're at. So if they come to your house knocking on the door, run out with a garden hose and spray it all over them and run them off. Vic says he bought a new couch in Love Seat in Texas and kept it in the box during the move. Yeah, that'd be the thing to do. I mean, if you got a new one, why not bring it? We didn't have brand new furniture. But if I had some brand new furniture, I'd have to question. Because I don't like buying cheap stuff. I really don't. I like to save money if I can, but I don't like to buy cheap stuff. Like if I buy a mattress, I really never ask how much is it. I just want to get me a really nice mattress I'm comfortable in. I don't wake up sore. And, if it costs $800, then it costs $800. But I will tell you, we made this mistake one time buying mattresses and stuff over the internet down here. We got down here, and Sue literally had to buy a step ladder to get in bed. Well, not a step ladder.
Yeah,
Step stool.
step stool. I'm not big to start with, and I said I did not realize that the mattresses were as thick as what they were. So by the time I'm used to buying, and they don't do it anymore, I know, but I'm used to buying a mattress and a box springs. Nowadays, I don't think even bother with that. But with the mattress and the box springs, it was tall enough I couldn't get in it, so I had to have a step stool.
I can't
And
turn the camera around, Vic. Tree's over there. We had a setup thing here earlier, and I'm not moving it around because I'll mess something up.
well, I think I'm the one that messes things up, but. Uh,
Linda Hurst is watching from Lake Charles.
oh, hey.
But what is a diamond cut? What a diamond cut is, see if I can explain it in somewhat. You can probably Google this, by the way. When your prawns come out, or you guys may want to call them limbs, I called them for limbs, and then I was told by a landscaper they're actually called prawns, Prawns. They come out like that in your tree, and the tree grows from the center out and prawn out. So these down here die as the tree grows. They cut them off, just cut them off. Well, as you can imagine, it just kind of leaves a stump, kind of like a bunch of them around there. But the tree itself is round. So they'll take a saw and they cut it this way. They cut right down the trunk like that. And so where the limb comes out, it kind of has this diamond shape when they cut it down like that. And when they do all of them, because there's so many of them on a tree, I mean, literally your trunk is made of nothing but cut off prawns. It just has this diamond look about it, and it smooths it out. They don't stick out. It just smooths the whole thing out. And it's really a guy I hired done one tree, and it's a little time consuming for him to do each and every one of them. I think it was like $70 or something like that. I mean, I guess you have to decide. You don't have to, but I guess you just have to decide whether it's worth doing it or not.
Well, and that's one of the things that I was telling them I would talk about that doing that. There was a guy that went door to door around here asking people if they wanted their their trees diamond cut, because a lot of the people here, we all got new trees when we got here. And so nobody had the diamond cut. So he went around asking people if they wanted him to do it for him. And it was a young guy. And he would start on one and not finish it. And they went looking for him, and somebody tried to find him, and he was in jail. So there was somebody with a half a tree, and 2 or 3 people had already paid him a down payment and didn't get anything done.
Yeah. Well, when he came here,
And we didn't have that guy.
Yeah, when he was talking about diamond cutting a tree, like you guys, I was new. I didn't even know what he's talking about. And I asked him what diamond cut was. And he told me. He said, I'm doing one down the road. And I said, who are you doing down there? Because at that time, I think I knew about everybody here. Because the neighborhood was new. Half the neighborhood, nobody even lived here yet. And it was Tanya. Her husband was having their diamond cut. I said, I'll tell you what. You go down there and do theirs. I'll come down and look at it. I said, if I like it, I'll have you come down and do mine. Well, I went down and looked at theirs. It looked really nice, so I had him do mine. I just want you to know that when they first diamond cut it, it looks really, really good. It looks brand new. But then over a few years, the newness of the trunk changes color. It changes to kind of like a gray color. It doesn't say that.
And you can have it redone if you want to spend the money. You can have it redone, and there's people that do that.
Hey, this guy that cut this tree was one of them walk around the neighborhood guys. He had no truck. He had no car. He was walking around with a sawzall. So my guess is he was a drunk or a druggie. But for $70, he done my tree. I don't know the guy. He has no company. I couldn't call the guy today if I had to do this again. So it's just one of them situations. See, there he is again.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just seem to have no fear anymore.
Yeah.
Usually they would never do this.
Yeah. And Linda Sue, if I was a single lady, I tell you, I would actually go to a villa area if I was on my own. Instead of being in a house in a neighborhood, I would go to a villa area. I'd feel a little bit more secure, and you don't have as much upkeep in those areas as far as the
true.
outside.
Villas, courtyard villa, you have a private backyard, so to speak.
Patio villas.
I like that. Patio villas, you don't have a private anything other than the lanai. So, and you can't put a dog outside on a leash and tie it to a fence, not by rules. Where in a courtyard, you got the backyard that's all not fenced in, but it's secluded. So if you have a little dog that you want to go out and sit in lanai, because lanai is on the courtyards or in the back, you can open a door. Your little dog can get out and run around in the yard, and it can't get out. And so I think that's kind of nice, and you have privacy there. Just be aware. I'm just bringing up everything that could happen. It may never happen, but it could happen. You may have a neighbor next door that's got 2 or 3 dogs. They're not supposed to have, but you have 2 or 3 dogs. And every time they hear something, they bark all the time. And then you live next door to that. It's just something to be aware of, that's all. UPS!
He's hitting.
You don't mess around here.
No. Okay. And yes, Vic, you're right. If she likes to walk and she likes the nature walks, the south end has a lot of they have the walking trails.
That's where all the walking
that we don't have them here.
Well, what's that one up north?
The Lake Meona just
no.
got that new
Lake
one.
Meona just put it in, but even further north. We've had it for years.
Spring Hill?
Spring Hills, something like that up there.
Yeah.
They've got a big walking trail up there, and that's an older neighborhood. They've had it for years. It's like one of them little hidden secrets. Why they discontinued that until they got clear down south is beyond me, but they did. So that's another neighborhood that I know that has a walking trail.
Yeah. Oh, and Vic, you bought in DeLuna. I've had a lot of people ask me about DeLuna and whether you noticed the turnpike noise or anything that would detract from being down there. Is there a lot of mosquitoes? Because I don't know much about that area. We've been down there a couple of times, but we were just there to video, so we haven't been around a lot. What do you think? Is there a lot of detractions down there that would bar somebody from buying in that area?
Yeah, when we're down there, they still have construction trucks everywhere. I don't know really. I just did video of the house, and I don't really know much about the area. I didn't pay attention like where the neighborhood pools were at, the rec centers were at. I didn't really pay attention about highway noise because there was so much construction going on. I mean, you don't really hear the highway noise because of all the noise from the construction workers. So I don't really know that much about it. So Vic's the man to talk to about the Luna if you're thinking about it. He's there. He knows more about it than what I'll ever know. Well, and Carol. Carol will know about it.
Yeah.
She's not on here right now, but if you see Carol she just bought a house in DeLuna, I'll say a month ago or less. So you don't see her on here right now very much, but she's doing what everybody else is doing, man, out buying furniture and stuff.
Yeah. And Tony, I talk to Deb every day on the phone, but we haven't got together because she's trying to immerse herself in the lifestyle down there where she's at. So she's staying pretty busy. And between my schedule and hers, I said we haven't got together that much. And as far as the Two Forks Up, I'm trying to convince Skippy to go with me, but I'm not sure if
She
we'll
ain't
do it
gonna want
again.
me to go because I'm not giving Two Forks Up on a bad meal. That just ain't me. See, her and
Yeah.
Deb done this, and this has been my biggest gripe about all that. I said, why don't you guys ever make a review on a bad restaurant? And I know they've been to a few bad restaurants. She said, we don't want to give any kind of advertisement to a bad place. Okay, I can understand that. But I said, people watching you, they want your honest opinion, and if you don't tell them about this place being bad, then why would they not go there if you don't tell them? I just don't. I don't see it that way. So if I go, she's going to say, "Oh, it was good. I think that the waitresses were nice, and they had their tables are so cute, and they got the nicest decorations." I'm going to a restaurant to tell you about food and food service. I don't care about decorations.
Well,
Lynn Gwendon. It says, how do you feel about the current economic situation in Florida? Actually, the current economic situation in Florida is good compared to the rest of the nation. We're no worse or no better than anybody else. There's some things I don't like, but I'm sure no matter where you're from, there's things you don't like. The price of our gas down here went way down. I know it could go down more because we're still not there yet, right? But we're down. It's like less than 305
for
gas.
319 today or
319.
yesterday.
My cousin just called me from Texas. They're down below 3, like 285 or something like that over there. So we're heading the right direction, but it's just slow. Property taxes. This is goofy. Property taxes. One week, the property taxes. They just done the 2022-223 tax bill and everything at Wildwood for everybody in Sumter County. And they're saying with what they have to have and so on and so forth. I did report this Friday on this, that our tax rate actually went down. But then the next day they had a meeting discussing tax increase. So I don't get it. I don't have no idea. Oh, I thought that was so and so. That ain't her.
That was Linda.
So I don't understand any of this. I just let's just say on the news tomorrow, I kind of expressed my opinion. It's a short opinion, how I feel about all political people. You may or may not like it.
What are the odds,
I
right?
also, for my Patreon members and YouTube members, I haven't put it up yet, but I got it. It's done. My first blooper reel that's got a warning label at the beginning of it. I'm going to put it on my YouTube members only and Patreon members only. I'm not going to put it on YouTube.
You better let me see it first.
No, I'm putting it there.
Well,
It ain't as bad as it could have been. I took
okay.
some things out, but I never used the F word.
That's important.
Yeah, I don't think. I'll have to look at it again. I don't think there's an F word in there, but the S word is in there. There's some words in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and there's some areas in there where I'm having an attitude.
You've always got an attitude.
No, I'm talking to Linda. We were doing something, and I was talking to Linda about something. I
Oh my
forget.
goodness.
And she said something, and me and Linda have words.
Ah,
And I was recording it when we had these words. But I edited a lot of it out, and I kind of mixed it in there. And I sent her a link that nobody else saw, and I said, "Give me your approval before I post this." And she
That's
sent
good.
back. She said, "Hey, it looks
That's
good to
good.
me."
Yes,
So
that's good.
I'm going to put it out.
And Chris Settin said the energy prices in the UK is up 200%.
Huh?
Chris Settin said the energy prices in the UK is up 200%.
That's because of Russia. I know about the UK thing. Russia cut off all their gas.
Wow.
And so was looking at having no heating, hardly at all, because of gas. And I think if our president ain't having a Alzheimer fit, he signed a thing to where we're supposed to be sending all the natural gas over there that they need to help them out during the winter. Now, what's that going to cost? I don't know anything about that. But hey, at least they're not going to freeze to death, because Russia didn't give it. I almost said a bad word. Russia didn't care. I got my ideas about this. I go back to Patton days when Patton was standing at the line during World War II, and he says, "Do you want me to go into Russia and kick their ass now?" And Eisenhower said, "No, don't do it." He said, "If I don't kick their ass now," he said, "the day's going to come where we're going to regret it. We'll have to do it later." And here we are. Rant over.
Skip says.
I know.
Yeah.
Linda Sue counts the Zippy 12. Is that her name? Linda Sue counts Zippy 12.
Oh, yeah, I think that's probably her internet name.
Huh?
I said it's probably her real name and her internet name.
Zippy 12 is her real name? That ain't her real name.
Well, I don't have any idea.
Who's that?
Oh, my goodness.
See? And they're all straining up. We got a house for sale in the neighborhood?
Yes, I told you. Well, no, this morning the sign was down back here on Quaker. It was the $1 million
I wonder if
house.
it's on the internet, on the village's internet, and it gives an address.
Well, they do have a rental around the corner here. It's with Remax. People are starting to look for rentals.
I hate
right
it when
now.
people use an outside company to rent their property. I hate it because that means the rental company will rent it to anybody. They don't care, anybody. A sexual molester could move right in that house. People don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. It's rude to your neighbors to do that. Get off your lazy ass. Put an ad in the paper, rent it yourself, and vet the people. Find out who they are. How old are you? Stop this silliness. Rant over.
Oh.
Does being YouTube famous? I'm not famous at all. I get it. I get recognized once in a while. And let me tell you what, I was number one YouTuber around here for the longest time. But because all these other new people, competition has gotten really severe down here as far as getting subscribers and get people to watch your videos. And some of these people just take it way too far as I'm concerned. And there's so many of them that actually play an act. They do. They play an act. They dress up for it. They do all these silly things. But if you watch other YouTube channels, like the one that I watch something Hussey. I know the name sounds, I know, but it ain't. Something Hussey. Hussey.
The lady out in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's not in Vegas anymore. She actually bought a house in the hottest place in America.
Oh.
Down in that valley. Can't think of the name of it. I wanted to go out there on vacation someday. I said I want to see it.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of it. But anyway, she actually bought a house there. It's like, oh my God. Like the other day, she said she couldn't even go home. It was 127 degrees, but they did get new air conditioning. I guess it kind of works. And they had some kind of a flash rainstorm out there, which I have heard about this out in the desert. Now, you've seen what happens with only 1 inch of rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That it washed her whole road out, that with her car, she can't even get home because there's so much sand over the road. They're waiting for people to show up out there to scrape them off. But living in this desert area, it isn't like you can call the local snow remover guy to come out and scrape off the driveway. There is none.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty good. I like watching her myself.
Wonder Hussey.
Wonder Hussey.
Wonder Hussey.
Yeah.
I watched Wonder Hussey. I forget what the whole point of this was to even bring this up. What was we talking about?
I don't know, other YouTubers.
Oh, famous. Yeah, Wonder Hussey's got over 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I should already be there, and I'm not.
Yeah, but she's pretty good, though. She
is good.
She goes to some interesting places out there.
She goes out in the middle of nowhere, desert everywhere, and what her main channel is, she wanders around looking for hot springs that's in the middle of nowhere, and she also runs around looking for abandoned houses and ranches in the middle of nowhere, desert out there. I like to watch it, but watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. She will dress up to do certain things, being a female, and
Well, she was a Vegas performer at one time,
she
wasn't
was
she?
a Vegas performer
Yeah.
at one time. She was also a nude model at one
So
time.
she's got the costumes.
Yeah, so she's got these costumes. And anyway, so she brings in a lot of subscribers because she does that. Well, there's actually YouTube people here that does a lot of YouTube about the villages. One, they don't live here. You think they do, but they don't. Low battery, we're getting ready to go. Okay, low battery came on, getting ready to go. I'll finish this story up later. I don't want to run out of juice. But anyway, competition is bad, competition is great. And a lot of people has went to other channels. And so I'm not number one anymore. I've been surpassed by subscribers on other YouTube channels. They just left us. And I feel like I've been abandoned. I did all this work all these years just for them to say, screw you, and they left us. So I'm thankful you guys hung around. With that being said, sorry for anything I may have said
You'll always be my number one.
uh, God. So anyway, if I ruffled your feathers in any way, I didn't mean to, but I'm never going to lie to you. I'm just going to tell you how it is, at least the way I see it. But as far as living here, the price of things here right now, in my opinion, in my mind, Sue's going to give you a different answer real quick. I don't see much difference here than Indiana. Those are the two states that I really know about. But she's going to tell you the price of milk might be a little higher. I do hear that a lot, that groceries here are a little higher.
It all evens out. I don't pay a gas bill here.
We don't pay gas.
We don't pay for heat.
We have also no state sales tax.
So it all evens out in the
No,
wash.
state income tax. That's what it is. I don't pay no income tax on any of my retirement or Sue's retirement or any 401k money we pull out. We don't pay any state income tax. So it's give and take. And so I don't see where the price of things here are much different. The prices here are more now than they was 5 years ago, mainly because of that 25% tax increase, and mainly because Representative Haig passed a law that benefited the developers, companies, put more money in their pocket and take more money out of our pocket. And that's a fact. I mean, you can go back and Google it. Those two things are kind of irritating, but it didn't make me move. I'm still here.
Yeah, and this is the greatest place. This is like being on vacation every day. I mean, we've settled down into regular life, but it's like you go on vacation and you think about that. You go to the beach, and you think, oh, I want to be here next week, but I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
But living here is like being on vacation every day.
So just think about that. Those of you that come down here on vacation to visit grandma and grandpa, we're on vacation 52 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
It's just that there is life here, and we've settled into that. And we're just trying to show you some things that you may or may not have thought of. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here before this thing shuts off because the battery thing is low. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you, Friday news. I'll see you Friday news.